Runaway robot. Welcome to DieFall, The Aspects, episode 26. And Rob now has all of the fries in his mouth. It's okay. Wow, that was odd. I knew your mouth was big, Robbo, but hey, I didn't know it was big enough. So, hi guys, how are you?
Dog.
We
What's going on?
we missed Sunday. Sorry, chat. Sorry, viewers at home.
Sorry, my car exploded.
I
Rob's
was
car
moving
exploded.
my computer tower.
Rob's car exploded. So we canceled the Sunday one and we're doing our makeup tonight. So yeah. I think most of us here, Rob's focus just died, but it's fine.
No.
Most of us here, I'm sorry, Professor, but we're gonna do this for a second, have been playing Monster Hunter World for
That's fine.
PC, and it's been absolutely amazing, and I love this game, and oh my freaking god, dude, it's the best game.
It is.
It's better than what I played on PS4. It's just like, and I think
course it
mostly
is.
because for me, I have more people, like more friends that are playing at the same time that I'm playing, which is like something I didn't have for PS4. Although all my like IRL friends that were playing that played not when I was, which is like stream time or whatever. So it's been really awesome playing the game. I love it, man. I love it. I started using the hammer for the first time yesterday, and oh my god, it's amazing. It's the best
He
weapon.
likes the hammer.
It really
Oh.
is. I mean, I don't like the style of it, but hammers are just
It's
the best.
so good. It's so good. Dude, where else do you get 832 flat damage and then another
Seriously.
265 of any elemental damage?
I've never heard
And that's
anybody
only a
have
tier
that much
2
fun
weapon.
Playing Monster Hunter. I've
Dude,
never heard anybody have as much
Off
fun
the
as
top
Joel does.
rope all night, man. Off the top. You charge up the hammer and you just leap off of something and just smash stuff.
He's
And
like
then
a kid
break
on
through the map.
Christmas. It is
Oh.
it is a sight to behold.
God, it's good.
Dude.
God, it's good.
You
Oh.
know I love Monster Hunter because I played 4 games worth of it.
Also true. I did rebuy this one, so I at least loved the PS4 version enough to rebuy the PC version of it, which surprisingly I actually like the keyboard and mouse controls better. I
Interesting.
don't know. It's something to do with, I think it's the thumb mouse buttons, because I have more control like while I'm using keyboard and mouse to like alt tab or do stuff or push to mute to talk to chat and stuff like that on my thumb mouse buttons, which is like and I can keep fighting while doing it. I can keep smacking stuff and running around and jumping and dodging. Whereas like if I'm trying to like push to mute like the center button on a controller or something like that, I can't fight. I'm just running. Like there's no getting around that. So I like that aspect of it though.
Yeah. I'll admit, I'm kind of debating switching over to mouse and keyboard because I recently started picking up light bowgun again, and I mean, I know how to do it on controller, but every part of me is screaming, dude, you could be aiming so much easier with a mouse.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
The mouse is a little weird because it still treats the mouse look like you're using a joystick, so it lags a little bit. But once you get used to it, it's a little floaty, but it's not. To me, it's not enough to be detrimental to the game.
It's really fast though. I had to turn down the sensitivity a lot before I got it to a point where it's like not flinging all over the place.
Oh, okay. I didn't have that problem, but it kind of floated a little bit. But now it's so good. It's so good. But my real question here is, and Rob, I know we've talked about this, but so we can include the people a little bit before we start our game. This is your first Monster Hunter game.
It is.
How do you like it?
I fucking love it. I'm a big fan of. I'm trying to think of the way to put it because, like, I hate the. I'm not comparing it to Dark Souls because that's overplayed and funny and doesn't really fit.
But it's easy to do.
And Monster Hunter came first.
But I'm saying, combat wise, I like the you're looking for the enemy's tells, you're looking for kind of their patterns and everything. Like, I am a big fan of a dynamic boss fight. And
Sure.
Monster Hunter is kind of what I had hoped something like, I don't know, Shadow of the Colossus was.
Okay.
I have a very unpopular opinion in that I hate Shadow of the Colossus. I think it's very overrated. I think the boss fights are dope as shit.
Yeah.
If they put the energy that they put into the boss fights into the environments,
Yes,
as well, I think it would be like an incredible classic, which people already hail it as. Yeah. Monster Hunter is that to me. It's there are these environments that feel fleshed out, they feel unique, right down to the flora and fauna that you can find in each place. It really feels like there's an environment to this,
like
to this continent. And just a world to the point where, and I like, without spoiling too much, I'm at the high rank point in the game.
God damn it!
Where they
we got him there last night.
Where they make a point to say, so and so is outside of its environment. That's weird. It feels like the world is like, it's not just about go out, kill a monster, go out, kill a monster. Like, it feels like the world is changing organically. Or not organically, depending on how you think about it, if it's not in its natural habitat. It feels like you have an impact on the environment.
For sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
And I dig it. I really do. But I feel like it's like prepping me for something like Dark Souls, in that I have to really think about my moves before I make them. Whereas in games like Skyrim, you could just kind of go up and hit the button over and over again and win. I love Skyrim, but
the combat is lacking in that for sure.
It asks me to use more of my brain playing a game like Monster Hunter, which I'm into, and it's not too complicated, because at first I was very, very overwhelmed by all like the different armors and everything,
so many mechanics,
and then it all kind of made sense to me. Like, it clicked one day, and I was like, oh, okay, this is easy, to the point where after we wrap tonight, I'm probably just going to sit there on my account and just look through all the different armors and kind of plan out my first like high rank build.
Yeah,
because I feel like I have a handle on everything now. Like, God, I fucking really like this game a lot.
Dude, see?
And
I love like, the fact that you can talk like this about it is like, it's totally telling.
Well, and because I haven't I haven't been sitting there thinking about this. Like, this feels like it's rehearsed, but it's really not. This is completely off the cuff. Like, I can quantify why I like this game so much, and I don't get that a lot. I don't have that reaction a lot where I can explain exactly why this is a good game and you should shut the fuck up and play it if you haven't. And it's very rare that I like a popular game that everybody is playing, so I'm also getting the multiplayer experience that I never, ever, ever get because I'm antisocial. Like, I'm constantly playing with my friends, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like, this feels good.
Yeah. So it's an experience, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I really am. Because I don't want to leave you out. Rel and Professor, I'll get you in a second.
Sorry,
Rel,
that turned into
I know
my
you've been
monologue.
playing Monster Hunter as well. What part are you at right now? Where are you at?
Let's see. I am. Oh God, what was the last thing I did? I murdered the blood dog. I don't remember his name.
Thing.
Odo.
That thing.
That's Odo.
Yeah, Odo. So I murdered him a few times and pieced together his bowgun, and so now I have a rapid fire normal 2 LBG. And if that makes sense to you, then you're a veteran hunter, and if it doesn't, then get good.
I needed acronyms explained to me earlier.
Well, yeah, you won't need them soon. Before I kind of go off on a rant, about how far from high rank am I based on the last quest I did?
Not far.
Three quests, three monsters.
Quests. You were like pretty much exactly where I was when we started
last night. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so
they're tough though. They're tough fights. But it's gonna be, you'll be okay. I mean, you've played the game before, but like, there's at least one hard skill check monster.
Which one is it? Is it one I know?
Have you seen the game? Because I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm just not going to say it just in case you haven't.
Depends on if it's a returning monster or a new monster.
I have no idea. So
okay,
you'll find out.
Forget it. I'll figure it out. Speaking as a veteran hunter, this is the best Monster Hunter game that I've ever played. Out of the 4 that I have, I first played Monster Hunter Monster Hunter Tri back on the Nintendo Wii, and this was in Japan. I played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on the 3DS and Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS. Generations added a lot of nice things that made it a little bit easier to play, especially from the Tri era, where it was very grindy. It was still a lot of fun, but it was still kind of grindy. This still has the grind, but it adds so much positive quality of life changes that you guys don't even know because you haven't played the previous games in the series.
I know, and it still feels good to me, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I hate grinding in games, and I love it in this game.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
I hate grinding.
Yeah, because all you really, or at least so far in low rank, at the very least, all you really have to do in terms of grinding is maybe kill a monster 2 or 3 times, and you should have enough parts for the armor. To give you an example, like when I switched over to Gunner, it was seamless. I just equipped the bowgun. That was it. And I had to set up my item box so that or my pouch so that I, had the right ammo and whatnot. But other than that, I just equipped the bowgun. Whereas in previous Monster Hunters, you had separate armor for Blade Masters, which is any kind of melee weapon, and Gunners, which is any ranged weapon. And so you could not equip any like Blade Master armor if you equipped a bowgun as well. So you had to create the defense or the range set. And so it was kind of a pardon me. It was kind of a I guess you'd say a gate, because I would always wait until high rank to equip a gunner set, because it doesn't really make sense to do it in low rank, and so you could wait until high rank, blah 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 blah. But with this, it's made things seamless that used to be kind of a hurdle. And they've created this big open world where it used to be, like, you guys know those the areas, like, area 1, area 3, area 7. Those used to be instanced where
really?
Yes, where you would walk to the border of a particular area
and it would instance out,
and it would
because it would have to reload.
Yes,
because your hardware was so, like, it was such a crutch for those previous games, though.
It was, I don't think it was so much the
like
hardware.
There's no way the 3DS runs this game. Like,
no. The graphics
were
the graphics in terms of the texture quality and whatnot were scaled down, and I think that they could have. The 3DS could have handled loading the entire world at once.
Really?
But yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that seems ambitious, but okay.
No. In terms of the actual areas they had, I mean, if, like, I'm remembering the 3DS areas, and they were not very, they weren't super complex.
Yeah.
Okay.
They weren't very complex. They didn't have a whole lot of detail. But the reason that they didn't, well, they had some verticality from 4U and up, but the reason that they didn't is likely because of just Japanese tradition, because Monster Hunter started in the PlayStation 2, and that one had instanced areas, and so it wasn't until PlayStation 4 and Monster Hunter World that they decided, you know what, we're going to shake things up. We're going to make this just a free roaming area, because it wasn't until, for example, Monster Hunter Tri that you could swim, and it was just free swimming. Of course, they got rid of that because it kind of sucked. And then it wasn't until Monster Hunter 4 that you could climb.
Oh, wow.
And so every subsequent game had that.
One of my favorite things about the environments for World is just the verticality. Coral Highlands is gorgeous, and it's just and there's so much verticality in that entire environment. Oh, it's so crazy how much but it adds so much to the actual world.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so that's one of the things I like a lot about the game.
Climbing was a big deal when it came out in 4, and so this is their big deal for the Monster Hunter franchise going forward. I think is just having one big open world, skip the instances entirely, just free roam, which is awesome. And I look forward to playing with you guys in high rank. I'm probably gonna have to solo some quests, maybe go back to dual blades, because I don't know, I'm not really that big of a fan of doing gunner stuff when I'm just playing solo.
Dual boys.
So, Prof.
Yeah, what's up?
I feel like I left you out of the conversation long enough, and I want to get you warmed up too, because I want to have an excellent game night tonight. What's up, dude?
Well,
What
you
have you been
guys
playing?
have
I
been
saw some
hunting
crystal
monsters.
stuff.
I've been capturing monsters. So
You
that's
have been.
So that's been
You
a
have.
completely different adventure. I've been capturing pocket monsters. Actually, a couple of my guys from my stream today are actually in the chat right now.
Oh, hi guys. Welcome.
So welcome
to the
back.
show.
They're super cool. Everybody's been super nice. Today was like a fantastic stream day for me.
Good, man.
Like huge amount of growth, and I'm so excited to just have that. Like I got 3 subs. I got rated, I think,
Jeez,
twice.
Any day you have any subs is like massive. You get 3 in one day. It's like, what the
yeah,
what?
and then I had 12 followers on top of that, and I'm like, what happened? I didn't do anything different from my normal streams, but I guess I was like one of the few people probably playing Crystal version that was English, because I was actually just looking up before like a half hour, well now an hour ago, and there was a dude that had like 225 people, but he's a French streamer.
So, gotcha. Yeah, so it's he wouldn't be. Yeah, that's cool.
He's not super accessible to everybody, but hey guys,
my big question is, how many do you have?
Oh God,
what's the count on the live decks?
The live decks right now, I've actually kind of lost count.
Okay,
because I moved to Generation 2.
Sure.
But I think I'm at like over 150. I think now.
Holy crap! And your goal is every generation live decks?
Not every generation necessarily live decks, but to when I get to the final game in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, to have every single species of Pokemon that exists. So I'd have Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur in my box.
Yeah. Okay.
And stuff like that. So that's the goal at the end of the day. But it's taken some time. Taking a long way over.
Good, dude. I'm glad. I'm very glad that, and especially for a good stream day. It's always nice, especially with like school and stuff getting back into session. A lot of our streams are going to get real slow.
Yep.
WoW's released this week, as well as TI this week for Dota 2. Like everyone's streams are going to be real dead for a while. That's just the way it's going to be, and that just happens every year, man. But I'm glad you had a good day, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's been awesome. Like I can't imagine. I can't fathom having a better day than today, because there was a point in my chat I was like, I can't keep up with everything, but I'm gonna keep trying. Let's go.
Good, dude. Good. Awesome. So guys, are you feeling vocally warmed up now? We good? We settling?
Me.
Good. Let's talk about goals. We got to do that before we do anything else. And I gave you guys some time, and now it's been a week and a half that you've been able to think about some goals. For those of you guys at home, we had a discussion post our last show about how experience is going to work for the Aspects campaign now. Now that all of our players have hit level 5, which is kind of our next like truncation point. So like if anyone dies or if anyone joins the show or anything like that, they all will join at level 5, right? That's the important part. The second portion of this is that instead of utilizing both goals and combat experience, we're rolling everything in together to goals experience. So our players will define 3 goals of varying difficulties that they want to accomplish, and then I, as the DM, will decide what level of difficulty that will be to accomplish, or upon accomplishing, what level of difficulty it involves, and they will be awarded experience thusly. Now, they can basically postpone goals, they can have long-term goals, they can have short-term goals, but all of these things will be taken into account for their total experience gained for each of those things. They will also have 3 slots for group goals. Now, if they all come together and decide on a group goal and they accomplish said group goal, they will also gain a chunk of experience for that completion. So hopefully you guys have talked about it, thought about it, gonna talk some more about it right now, and have some goals in mind. Ignis, what I have for you currently is find your dad, return to Erdrick, and go to Belarus and find a descendant of the Silvernail clan.
So I'm
Have you changed anything?
I'm swapping those out for more pressing concerns.
Sure.
When you say discuss, oh my God, green screen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you noticed it. Yeah, I mean, we put them up for a reason. We dicked around with them earlier, so now so some of you guys can see, we actually have some green screen stuff going on for myself and Professor Saccharum. So we're playing with that right now. Anyways, continue.
Anyway, was it? Oh yeah. So you mentioned discussing them. Were we supposed to like come up with group goals?
So you have one.
Yeah, we have one party goal.
But I mean, well, how else would you come up with group goals if you didn't discuss them as a group?
We completely didn't do that. Anyway,
That's on you.
I mean,
it's stuff we can talk about it right now.
Yeah, I mean,
It depends on how you guys want to do this.
the goals that I subbed in for Ignis are probably going to be our group goals in general, which is successfully. I'm still with Find My Father as priority top number
Is
one.
number one. Okay.
A number one goal.
Sure.
Second one was successfully return Jirok and his blades to Zog and Jirok's family.
Sure. So that's currently your top group goal. So
Okay.
that's something that you would remove from your individual and insert something
Yeah.
else.
Okay.
That's where we're heading now.
Um.
To the king of the mine.
I'm not sure how to phrase this. I'll go on to number 3 goal, which could also be a group goal, and that would just completely screw up everything that I have prepared. But negotiate a ceasefire / peace between the orcs and Erdrick.
I kind of have that rolled into your top group goal, but I can make that 2 separate ones if that's the way that the group wants to see it.
Aren't they currently kind of at us?
You're at a ceasefire. The request was to foster a lasting truce.
Yeah. Okay. I think that was our original long-term one, but our immediate group goal was the travel with Jirok's body and blades and get into his.
That's kind of how I have them notated here.
Yeah, I think that's what we settled on, if I remember correctly.
Because I remember the base of it was that to get Zog to join the alliance, I guess, or something was the base
was
of
a
it.
show of good faith.
But this was how we were going to show how we were going to prove it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We aren't shitheads. Here his brother is.
Meanwhile,
here is brother.
Ignis was I'm just going to yell at him and threaten him. And it's no, don't do that.
No.
To be fair, Ignis is dealing with a lot of stuff. His sister's missing. They've lost contact with his father and don't know where he is anymore. His city is entirely falling apart. He's got a lot of problems right now.
That's why we're the voice of reason.
I may have permanently lost 11 HP. That's something that's something that weighs
dude,
on a
why
guy.
is that not a goal for you right now?
Regain 11 HP.
That's a level and a half of HP for you, by the way.
If you didn't always take the average, you could have.
You could have rolled
high.
You could have rolled high.
No, I couldn't have. No, I used
so
up all my.
What would you like your goals to be?
Okay, I think. I think the just general goal would be to fully recover from the aspects. Poison, disease. How could I characterize that? Infection.
So what you've been told by the priest that healed you, right? He removed a curse. So basically, I guess your goal would be recover fully from Karis's curse. Does that make sense?
For the spelling, appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah, Karis.
I know, I got it.
Okay,
that's what I meant. Thank you. Fully recover from Karis's curse. The other 2 goals are more long term.
Well, are there 2? So I thought you have find your dad.
Return to Erdrick and then go to Belarus and basically get the spirit of friendship out of Darien.
Right. So what are all of your goals again? Because I have find dad, return to Erdrick, go to Belarus.
Find my father, fully recover from Karis's curse.
Okay.
Maybe you can help me with the wording on this because I know what I want to say. I'm just having trouble saying it.
Sure.
Yes, thank you. I want to get into metaphorical bed with Ari Goldhand.
I want to get into the literal bed with that.
Okay,
I was expecting that. Thank you, sir.
So your third goal currently is going to be
get into business with her.
Okay. Get
Okay.
Get down to business.
Down to business with her.
Okay. Work for Ari Goldhand.
Which is an interesting situation considering you're supposed to be the Duke of said place that she is.
Yeah, I know. This is more of a goal of work with Ari Goldhand to free Erdrick.
Okay, so that's a different thing. That's the is that your goal, or is it just get into business with Ari Goldhand? That's 2 different things.
Yeah, it's the one that I'm writing now. Work with Ari Goldhand to free Erdrick and secure a supply of dynamite.
Oddly specific, but okay. Can you post that to me in the Discord chat, and I'll go ahead and copy and paste that into your slot here.
Let's say and or, because if we manage to, free Erdrick, then I won't need a supply of dynamite.
Okay. So are you in? Did you post that to the chat?
Yes. It's in the. Oh wait, you mean Discord chat?
That's fine. If it's in Roll20, I can use.
That's
that
in
too.
Roll20.
That's fine. I'll take it from there.
Okay.
Take it from there.
Cool. So you have find Dad, fully recover from Karis's curse, work with Ari Goldhand to free Erdrick and or secure a supply of dynamite. That's a separate thing.
Okay.
You can't and or it. Like, it has to be and secure the supply of dynamite.
Or.
No. But there's no or, because that's technically a fourth goal.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So that's something you can have, like, in the background, and when you get closer to that, something like that, you can be like, I want to secure a supply of dynamite through Ari Goldhand.
Okay. I got rid of the dynamite part then.
Okay.
Just work with Ari Goldhand to free Erdrick.
Sure. Miera, I know we had talked about a little bit of this previously, but let's go ahead and review what you had. You did ensure the children escape. You got that. You done it. Make it to Sparrow's Crossing. See the sunrise again. Also, Done did it.
Done did the
so
things.
What are your current goals?
So my current goals that I have, make it to Sparrow's Crossing to learn the story of what happened to Melrius. So like details.
Okay.
Who to go after and whatnot.
So you want to try to like locate some survivors.
Yes, that's essentially what it
Melrius.
is. Yeah, locate the survivors of Melrius.
Okay.
2, find my brother. That's the number 1 always.
Brother. Yeah.
And then
All right.
3, if the DM permit me so, craft armor for Balmiar or any animal companion that I may have.
Yeah, it's possible. You can do that.
Okay.
That is a thing we can do.
Cool.
It just depends on like making a chain shirt for a panther is interesting. You know what I mean? And it depends on like what type of armor you're looking
It's
to
like
do.
plates, like essentially, or something like to be
So
like
plate armor on
Stole my
your
so like
panther?
okay, he's got like a helmet for like if Balmiar would have like a helmet for combat or like a back.
So sure, that is something that you can do.
Yeah.
Mechanics wise, you won't know anything about it until you do it. That's the thing, because it's not something that your character would know.
Yeah, I mean, because my character is proficient in blacksmithing tools, so I can.
You're proficient in blacksmithing tools, but you have not armor smithed anything, as far as I know.
No. So it's something that she's thinking about.
You can certainly try.
Yeah, so she'll probably figure that out.
For Balmiar or
whichever animal companion I'd end up
companion instead of. Did we roll for Balmiar's health, by the way, when you leveled?
I don't think so. I don't think we rolled for anybody's health.
No, we didn't do level up things yet.
Oh God, we got to do that.
What? Because I don't want level 4 health anymore.
I forgot. Okay, cool. We'll do it live. I love that.
I don't want level 4 health anymore.
Well, you have level 3.5 health currently. That's fine.
Now you're almost level 5 health.
Yeah, Darien is now sufficiently above you. Okay,
Finally.
So that works for your stuff. Cool.
I did the thing.
Darien.
Hey,
You have we gotta retool some of yours, I think. But I think, do you have a list of anything you want to do for yours? Because most of yours are done right now.
Yeah. So here's what I want to do.
Actually, all of yours are done right now.
So we've got
So,
we've got the group goal.
Yeah.
What I want to do is, I am sworn to the family of Erdrick. I've sworn allegiance to the family of Erdrick. So I too want to find Lil Erdrick, little female Erdrick, whose name I can't remember.
Okay. Her name.
Little Babu Lady Erdrick.
Tessie. It's Tessir. So it's Tessir, and she goes by Tessie because she's like a little 8-year-old gnome girl.
I want to help Ignas
find Tessie. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Find Tessie. I love that. How that's one of your goals and not his.
I suddenly remembered that. Oh yeah, I should probably say.
Oh yeah, I have a
father
sister
and sister.
Yeah, you do.
Although I figured that would be my number 2 goal once I, recover.
Yeah,
or
no, I
don't.
mean, and that's the thing. Like, you'll learn new stuff as we play through this session and whatever, and everything will adjust accordingly, right? Like, everything will. For those of you at home, this is an experiment. We're gonna try to figure out if we can make goals work as an experience gaining thing, but still have the satisfaction of increasing your experience level and things like that for the players. Okay. So find Tessie. Got it.
Mm-hmm. I also want to, and this one I'm gonna have a little bit of difficulty putting into words, as I forgot the word difficulty. So we're off to a good start.
This is my problem.
See if we can talk.
I want to make a good impression with the King of the Spire. I want to, and I don't know how this can be accomplished, but I'd like to come off as heroic and not down to my mushrooms and like. You know,
you want Zog to think you.
I want them to
like
take me seriously. I want to be a proud representative of the city of Erdrick, and a valuable ally to them.
So you want to make him believe it? Sure. Yeah, that's something that I can, that I as a DM can assign a difficulty to when you interact with him. Yeah, sure. I like it.
Yeah, because our whole thing is to forge an allegiance with them, or at least a ceasefire, truce, what have you. I want to kind of make that magic happen.
Sure. Yeah.
At least in part.
In your last one.
You know it. Get closer to Miera, winky
You know what? I actually left that one instead of deleting it because I thought it might come back.
It'll come back.
I deleted all of the other ones because I was like, oh, they're all done except for that Miera one. Maybe I should leave that for a bit.
It'll come back.
I love it, dude. I love it. I do declare, Mr. Beauregard.
All right.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So that's fine, Tessie. Good impression on Zog as a valuable ally.
Yes.
And become closer with Miera. I love it. You guys, you did very well with your goals. And hopefully after our discussion, you kind of got a feel for what we're looking for when we're talking about this kind of stuff. And we'll continue to get a feel for it as we address your goals in game. Now, some of you have hit level 5 as of last session, and we need to handle that. So let's take a look at your stuff.
Yeah.
We need to roll some health. Yeah, that's fine, bud. We're going to go ahead and handle health and things like that.
Yeah.
So here's stats, because I'm going to have to update these too. I need someone to take the plunge and roll some healthy health.
Oh, what do you mean take the plunge? I'm doing it.
All right. I don't remember what your die number is.
I believe it's 1d10 plus con.
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna bring it up just in case. Paladin, 1d10 plus your Constitution modifier. Yes, sir.
Nice. Okay.
Roll it.
Take the average.
Roll it.
Fuck you.
He's a real man.
Boop.
Oh no!
What did I say, Rob? What did I
He's
say?
a real man. He's a real man. That Rob now has a whopping 37 total health.
How are you gonna be a tank for us like that, huh?
Wowie. He is a tanky boy. What's your top AC right now? Is it 18 or 20?
20.
I need to update that then.
It's 20 because he's got the shield and the goggles on at all times.
Oh, cute. Does hit die include your con modifier? Because that's the only reason I did it that way.
You know, you did 1d10 plus 2, but yeah, hit die does include your
does it? It automatically.
It automatically includes it, but you already.
That would have been a really nice roll.
Rolled the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, does leveling up put everything, all of your stats at like full? Like, do I get my healing back? Do I get any?
No, that's long rest only.
That's still okay. So I'm
you guys
still...
did get to. You're spent on your healing points right now because you helped Ignis.
Right. Yeah. I just
that's long rest only.
Okay.
No. It doesn't ding up like in the middle of like a game or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking more in terms of hit dice, but I think I just get one extra.
Yeah, you get one more max hit die.
Yeah.
Which you recover half of your total max on resting.
Right. Okay.
Miera, what are you doing?
Average.
Average. What is your average?
What is that from again? It's the.
What do you roll?
It's your class.
What do you roll? If it's a 1d8, then you take 5 plus your con modifier.
I think it's 1d8. I really should remember this.
If it's
I'm just gonna. It
1D...
says on your hit die.
Yeah, if it's 1d10, then
It's 1d10. It's 6 plus con.
Yeah,
okay, 6 plus con.
So your con is +2, so it's 8 total, so 30 or 44 total.
44.
Actually have the AC and the HP backwards on yours, and this is going to bug me until I fix it. So there's that.
There
HP
we
and
go.
your AC is 16.
I still have a really low AC.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're fine.
You can take
Yeah,
more
You have a
hits.
high dex.
And
Okay.
we get an extra hit die on leveling up, or
Yes.
Okay.
You also get other stuff. Have you guys looked at your level 5 things?
I get extra.
I just get an
attack.
extra attack and I get additional spell slots, and
That's
I
all
already
I
have
saw.
those
Is I
added.
get extra attack.
Okay.
My big level up is 6, not 5.
Yeah, yours is 6. But they get extra attack is big for their classes.
Hell yeah!
You also have, I think, extra spell slots. Yeah, you
wait.
have second level spell slots now, Miara.
Really?
Hey
Yeah.
Joel.
Oh.
Yes.
Is,
Hi, hello.
so the shield says it gives me AC 2 and then +1 bonus. So it gives me 3 AC?
It's a +1 shield.
Okay.
The magical shield.
Yeah, I understand. So does that mean +1 additional AC?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be 3 total.
I have 21 AC.
That would have made an absolutely huge difference during that last fight that you were in, but it's okay.
Thought we had set it to 21. No, you know what? Hang on. I'll continue what you're doing because we've had this discussion before and there was a reason it went back down to 20. I might be wrong.
It wouldn't have made that much of a difference unless it would have boosted my con saves.
Yeah.
I meant like he would have had 21 during the boss fight.
No.
Yeah.
But
so Miara.
Okay.
So I need to pick spells, right?
Yeah, so I'm going down to your spells because you have those.
I'm looking.
Oh, I have chainmail +1 now. That's the difference.
Spells known shows you how many you learn. Each of the spells must be a level which you have a spell slot for. So, you can get a second level spell, I think.
A single second level spell.
Let me.
Yeah. Which of the books are we using again, so I can look through them?
Player's Handbook.
It's just Player's Handbook. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. You know 4 spells total, and you can take spells of either first or second. But on your level up, because you already took spells, right? For
first level, yeah.
Yeah. So on your level up, you get 1 extra spell.
Okay.
So like generally, because you at level 5, you have access to a second level spell, you can get a second level spell. But you could also switch out a spell if you felt like it.
Okay.
This does not function the same way as Darien's.
Yeah.
Darien just knows all of the paladin level spells. He just has to prepare them daily.
Yep. Which I've totally not been doing.
Right. But now we know, and now we can do that. But for yours, Miara, yours is set per level that you do.
Okay.
So it's set for that entire level.
So
unless you find like something
one
that
of
can
my
help you do that.
current spells with a different one, if I so desire. Was that
yes. Yeah, you could do that, and you also have access to you can add 1 second level spell to your list.
I can do that and add a second level spell.
Let me read it real quick. Pretty sure.
Or is it one or the other?
No, because you'd know. For instance, when you reach 5th level, you can learn 1 new spell, first or second level. Additionally, when you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of the ranger spells you know and replace it with another spell from the ranger list, which also must be of a level for which you have spell slots. So yes, you can take a second level spell or a first level spell, and then you can switch one out for a first or second level spell.
Oh wow!
This is only accessible during a level up.
Okay.
Okay.
So like I could grab, hold on, let me just pull these up. Like I could pull Hunter's Mark, right? And also do like Pass Without a Trace. And then swap out something if I so wanted to, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Yeah. So you should have 4 total spells. So you're adding 1 of first or second level and switching 1 if you want to.
Oh, okay, okay. Cool. I'm going to swap out Animal Friendship with Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take Pass Without a Trace.
Perfect. I like it. You should be able to click and drag those to your character sheet through the compendium.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, cool. So let me delete this guy.
What are your other spells?
Speak with animals and cure wounds.
Have you considered Zephyr Strike?
Zephyr Strike. Zephyr Strike doesn't look
it's
like
not a ranger spell.
Not a ranger spell.
Googled. Wait, what book is it?
Player's Handbook.
Player's Handbook.
Yeah, doesn't say
It's not in 5e tools.
Okay, so go to the 5e's tools website that I always link you guys.
Okay. Hang on.
Sorry, I don't just blatantly trust the Google. There's a lot of third-party stuff out there.
Wiki. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
There's a lot of
Hey,
third-party
Joel.
stuff out there. Yes, sir.
Cool.
So paladin spells, when
Sir.
it's referring to them as first level, second level, is that spell slot or like my level?
Spell slot level.
Okay,
So you don't get like a 5th level spell
got it. Yeah,
because
I
you're 5th
figured
level.
not.
It's slots only.
Okay, can we act as though I prepared spells and I pick a few?
As of right now, sure.
Cool.
Yeah, just pick your daily.
Yeah. So how many do I get daily? I'm not clear on that. Is it as many as I have slots for?
It's based on your charisma score plus something. Hang on a second.
Dopeness.
I love that we're level 5 and we're fine. Like, I totally forgot that this was a thing.
I've never played a
that's-
spellcaster of any sort.
Yeah. Preparing and casting. Okay. Prepare a
What
list
else
of
did I
paladin
remember?
spells that are available. Choose from the paladin spell list. When you do, choose a number of paladin spells equal to your charisma modifier
Charisma
plus half your paladin level.
plus half level
Rounded down. So it'll be
So
2
5.
plus charisma.
Okay, so 5 spells total. Got it.
You can prep 5 a day
Cool.
of any of your available levels.
Yep.
So he's basically
then-
a priest wizard.
Well, yes. I'm pretty sure clerics work the same way prep wise.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But I can have, like, in theory, I could have like 5 second level spells. I mean,
Yes,
I wouldn't
if
want to because I only have 2 second level spell
Yes,
slots.
you could prep 5
But I
second
can-
level
okay.
spells if you felt like it.
Got it.
Yes.
Got
You
it.
can only cast 2.
2 of them. Yeah. Okay.
No, I've got
Okay.
Hunter's Mark.
Did we figure it out?
Yeah, I think we're all set.
Awesome. Okay. Darien, let me know what your AC is gonna be after you figure out your spells and things like that. But
Oh, my AC is that doesn't go up with leveling, does it?
no, but you said you had to figure out something.
Yeah, it
with
was
the
20.
shield.
We're right.
It's 20? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let me
there
go
was a
ahead and go fix
point
that.
like sessions and sessions ago that I thought it was 21 for some reason, and I don't remember why. But it is 20. It's a +1 chainmail, so that puts me at 16 plus 1, 17, and then I get
And
3
3
from the
for the
shield.
shield.
So it's 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
don't remember where
It'll-
I pulled that extra one from.
It'll change when you have plate, I think is what we talked about.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right, so we handled level 5 stuff. We've handled our goals, and we have talked about all the things under the sun for the last week. I think it's time we get down into DieFall.
Oh, did I do
Last time.
EP die for Balmure?
No, but you need to.
Yes.
Damn it.
Let's not get into
The
DieFall.
average, right? So,
So what's his health die?
doesn't
Say
he
on his
share?
sheet.
Does he not share the same as me?
No.
Or okay.
Well, no.
I'm not sure if he remembers the. Hold on.
God damn it! Now I gotta look at your class again.
Sorry. I
Oh
just
my
looked and I was
God.
like, oh wait.
It's okay.
I don't remember everyone's class stuff.
You're giving me
Um,
time
I'm just
to
trying to
grab
figure out where to look
spells.
because his sheet is so different.
Hit point maximum equals its normal max or 4 times your ranger level, whichever is higher. Which I think we actually gave him real health.
Yeah, I think so. Because he's at 29 right now.
So yeah, okay. So we gave him, so he doesn't actually get extra health. This is
Okay.
just what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
that's him. Okay, cool. So
Sorry.
now we'll get into the game. What happened last time on DieFall the Aspects? Our heroes made it back to the Warcamp of Earl Reist Sertens, one of the few remaining High Lords of the Erdrickian Kingdom. They made it back a little bit worse for wear. Ignas Erdrick, our gnome artificer friend, had seemingly been cursed by something, likely the budding aspect of or the budding chosen of the aspect of disease, Karis, during their battle with Valrul. He has a large wound in his side that was necrotic and weeping black ooze, and he was throwing up all the black grossness, and this curse was consuming him from the inside out. Mechanically, he had lost 11 health points for his troubles. Max health points. Upon arriving at the Erdrick War Camp and escaping Valrul and that area and looting the place, which you guys actually ended up with a lot of goodies and treasure and things like that that you might want to take a look at some point. You met with the High Lord Earl Reist in his war tent and relayed the information, as well as attempted to heal Ignas of his wounds. A high priest named John came and assisted you and removed the curse that was affecting him. Ignas is still weak and hurt, and we are not sure if the effects of the curse will be healed at this point, but John did advise that he rest and allow him to attend to him while he still remains there. Additionally, it was decided and discussed that the party would put off trying to go find the Duke of Erdrick and confronting Heat of On Rolls in favor of heading more north into the Spine Mountains to parlay with the Orc King Zog the Unchained to attempt to try to foster a lasting peace rather than just the brief respite that Earl Reist had been able to garner during their war with Valrul. Other than that, I think we go back into where we left off, which is in the War Tent General, where Reist has exited upon the request of Ignas to fetch Ari Goldhand. So he has basically left, taken the acolyte that was there with John to get more tea for you guys, and has gone to go find Ari. So you guys have a bit of a couple moments here before Reist returns with Ari Goldhand to yourselves here in the war tent with John sitting in one of the chairs, still nursing his teacup.
Ignas is just
Bless you, whoever that was. Sorry.
Ignas is just gonna be sitting there, just slowly breathing. Just.
Sure. Do you check out the wound?
Yeah, I mean, he would probably just look at it, just poke it a little bit.
Sure, yeah. So it looks like the flesh that had been necrotizing in that like black purplish mass that had been spreading across your body has receded down to where the puncture wound actually is. The interior of that wound is still blackened. It is still necrotized, and it looks like it has not healed, but it does look like the spreading of it had been at least reduced. Additionally, with the help of Darien applying a ton of healing magic into that. So
appreciate it. I think I know it's an ingestible medicine rather than a topical one, but I think I would just try grabbing one of the magic Ignis juice potions and just kind of maybe pouring a little bit on there.
Yeah, sure. So you grab one of your dailies and you pour it on the wound. It hisses as it hits the blackness of it. So like as it runs down the freshly cleared skin of your body, and it hits that necrotized flesh, and in that hole, it like steams and it hisses. You don't feel anything when it does that. As you poke around the hole in the area, examining it, every time you touch the area, you actually don't feel anything. But what you do feel is that it is very, very sore in that area, and it does feel like it is deep in your body.
Oh, I really hope I'm not going to have to excise that.
having an internal mental flashback of the size of the stinger of the budding chosen entering into your body. It definitely left you a good mark.
Yep. But I got a piece of it in my bag.
Is there anything you guys would like to discuss amongst yourselves or with John before? I mean, you can just wait if you want to wait for Ari to arrive.
I want to ask Ignas, my lord, are you certain you're up for the travel?
As long as we can spend a few days resting, I don't want to go against the doctor's orders, so to speak.
John takes a sip of his tea and looks at me and goes, I would suggest that, yes.
I honestly, you're right. I don't want to travel with this.
John, he looks at you. I am hopeful with some more attention and with my power restored to me, we could bring you back to your former health, my lord, but I just hope for the best.
Yep, always gotta hope for the best and prepare for the worst with dynamite. Just mutter that last part.
I look at him knowingly
John
because
makes
I
perception
heard that
checks.
shit.
Yeah, you've been standing by him pretty much the entire time that this has happened. So,
I heard it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything else you guys would like to discuss?
I think at this point, no.
Okay. Reist returns probably after about 10 minutes of you guys like sitting here and examining Ignis and resting and sipping on the tea and then sitting in chairs, basically just relaxing for a moment while you can. He returns back to the tent, Ari Goldhand in tow, and it looks like two of her members walking inside as well, always as they are hooded and masked with their long black cloaks. So Earl Reist enters and looks over to Ignis and nods, and then you see the stocky dwarven woman with the cropped brown hair, sunshiny as ever as she walks in. Well, all right then, Miss Lord Ignis, or maybe even Duke now, I think. What can I do you for?
Here are my sisters missing.
Indeed, that has been a rumor I've heard.
I would like that resolved, if possible,
Hmm.
before I return from bringing Jirok's body to Zog.
Sounds a difficult task. No one's seen hide nor hair of her since the fall of the House of Ignis. I don't know.
If you can
Well,
at least,
you might have to do something for me, my lord.
if you can at least get an idea of where she is, we can recover her. But if there's a quid pro quo involved, what would I need to do to help speed things along?
Oh, don't worry about Speedy. We'll get the job done, but you will not be able to refuse the task. Should I do this? I have ideas for us. And she looks over to Reist and looks back at you and then looks over at Darien. And how Erdrick will proceed in the future. But I think we'll wait for now. I see that you have quite a journey ahead of you, confronting King Zog in his own camp, the Chainbreaker himself. Quite a feat.
Well, let's just say I'll let Darien do all the talking.
Well, it's no problem for a group of seasoned adventurers like ourselves.
She looks over at you and goes, Indeed. I've heard many stories of your prowess, Darien.
Yes.
Would you mind any mushroom stew? I do have some brewing back at my camp. I've heard you have quite an affinity for them.
Darien looks shyly at the ground.
Miara is like
her smile
chuckling
never
at the back,
breaks.
just like listening to all this.
Her smile never breaks. And she looks back over at Ignis and goes, Well, my lord, Duke in waiting, maybe. I see that you're leaving your father. Maybe you want his place?
No, if
It
you
would be
can
nice for
find-
me to have connections with the new Duke of Erdrick. And Reese is like glaring at her right now.
I think I asked her before, but you haven't heard anything of my father, have you?
Her smile like fades a little bit, and then it's quickly replaced. It's like barely perceptible. Ignis is probably the only one that sees this with his perception. But it's quickly replaced by that same smile that she always has. She goes, well, my little birds have had a little bit of trouble getting back into Heat of On Rolls' wizard tower. Those dastardly things, magic everywhere. Not super easy for a bunch of assassins to get in and out, you know what I mean? But we're working on it, and we'll keep you informed. Again, for a price.
Do you think Heat of On Rolls has him?
Oh, she has many people as far as we know. She's got everyone in a vice grip because of it.
Yes, but do you think she has him in her tower presently?
One way to find out.
Well, I have ideas for dealing with Heat of On Rolls, but we'll talk about that later. For now, I want to know where my sister is.
She nods, a smile stays, and she goes, well then, if you have no further need of me, I will go make sure those preparations are made, and we'll be talking again soon, my lord.
All right, and I want to just like sidle up and whisper to her, don't want to have to kill anyone who doesn't deserve it, if that's what you're thinking.
So you like out of the chair,
yeah,
and like limp over to her and whisper.
Yeah,
because she's like standing in front of the door here. You're across the like tent, but yeah, you're more than welcome to do that.
I'll go like halfway and it's like motion her over.
Yeah, sure. So she hands on hips, walks over to you and leans down a little bit.
Whatever you're thinking, I'm not going to kill anyone who doesn't deserve it. And I won't reinstitute the slave trade.
She whispers back to you. She goes, doesn't everyone deserve to die? And then she just backs out and turns around and leaves.
I like her. Can I be her?
You're already like a duke. She's technically a step down politically, but yeah, sure, why not?
When I grow up, I want to be Ari Goldhand.
Yeah. She's I like her.
When I grow up, I want to be an unrepentant killer.
She's good at her
halfway
job.
there, my friend.
Yeah, right.
I don't right now.
The killing part, you're really getting the numbers up there.
Far.
You're already at the unrepentant part. You're pretty close, man. All you need is like the network of assassins and spies, and then you've nailed it. You're already there.
Yeah.
I can either have R.A. Goldhand run it, or I can be her. After
Wear
I kill
her
her
skin.
Face. Yeah.
Exactly. I have the
tiny
magic
gnome and
underpants.
dwarf wedding bells apparently in the chat.
Ding 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 ding. Oh my god. As she exits, quickly followed by the two of her attendants there, John looks down at his glass and realizes it's empty and looks around. He's, oh, well, my lord, unless you have need of me, I will locate my acolyte and ensure that your cups don't run dry like mine. Please excuse me, my lords.
Please,
Lady.
please.
And he bows slightly, and you see him like shamble out the doors. It definitely looks like the toll of removing the curse. It's definitely affecting him. Earl Reese is just at the edge of the table, like hands on it, just knuckles white, gripping it, and just look at it and just shaking his head. He goes, oh, I wish she wasn't so necessary. I would love to have her removed one way or another. And then he looks over to you and goes, but maybe enough bloodshed for Erdrick. We can't keep losing high lords and ladies in our city.
No.
Did you get what you needed, my lord?
Can't.
I was wondering if you had an armorer here.
Indeed, my lord. We have armorers, weaponsmiths, training grounds, even some areas for the soldiers to carouse, inns. Also, and he gestures over to Darien. We also have some temples to your patron, if that's something that you need to visit. We've quite a veritable little city here. And honestly, my lord, I think we don't abandon this so quickly if we do move back to Erdrick. This could prove a valuable middle ground between us and King Zog, should that prove necessary.
There'll never be one to abandon infrastructure.
He nods. He goes, Aye, we are actually beginning the foundations for stone walls rather than just the wooden palisades you see here. It will take some time to work roads into the equation, but if you can find a way to foster us some peace to the north, we will have more than enough hands. And honestly, I don't mind hiring out some of Zog's men if that comes down to it. Company men from Erdrick, we can't get a hold of at this point in time. Heat of On Rolls has got a vice grip on them, but some of the barbarian tribes have come to us and are more than willing to help as long as we feed them, clothe them, and them a little bit of stuff to trade, furs mostly, but
well, I think it's
quite set
important.
up here.
It's important that we differentiate the existing slave trade, especially with the orcs.
He nods. Indeed, my lord. We already have some. Some of the orcs never left, and they are here and they are free, as we probably should have done hundreds of years ago now, my lord, but much too profitable, I think, and many of the lords and high lords wouldn't do it. I don't know if you know the rumors of Erdrick, how they've dealt with the removal of the slaves.
We haven't heard anything since being in those mines.
Indeed. It's been an interesting couple of weeks, but it seems that Heat of On Rolls came in with a plan for this. Tolan Shale, do you remember him, the other High Lord your father always had? The other gnome, a bit losing his brain and towards the end, but he was assassinated during the coup. His son, though, exists and lives and is the current house leader of House Shale, but he is no friend of ours. It seems he and Heat of On Rolls have been working together to formulate something interesting. They've found a way to replace all of the slave labor with magical constructs. I don't know if you have any familiarity with any of these, but I've seen them once or twice with the opal daggers, but it seems that they are now producing them en masse and utilizing them in all of the mining operations, as well as guards throughout the city. This is how Heat is keeping her vice grip on everyone.
We had heard rumors about her tower, but not of any scale of a city population.
It has been expanding and quickly. They seem to be relatively easy to make, or this has been in the work for quite some time, and activating or utilizing all of these was just as easy as throwing the government.
Knowing her conniving ways, I wouldn't be surprised.
I've had an encounter with...
Indeed.
I've had previous encounters with their work. If what you say is true, then taking the city by force may be inadvisable.
He nods and goes, all the more for us to have allies to the north, just in case, especially those with many strong arms and lots of blades.
I agree. I think definitely delivering Jirok as the Duke of Erdrick now might be good for the political side of everything.
It would do us well to foster that relationship. He will likely make demands of you, my lord, and you'll have to find a way to either honor them or make the deal. So good luck. But for now, I think you all deserve more than enough rest. Take a couple days here, please. We are safe, we are well guarded, and it should be good for you both, my lords, to be seen among the people here. The more that we have the support here, and the higher the ranking power, the more it seems that the real Erdrick lies outside, rather than within the walls and in the magical vice grip of Heat of On Rolls.
As you say. And I'm just gonna hobble my way out toward where am I wherever I'm sleeping. Am I like bedding down in the tent there, or am I just
this is like center of camp war tent, right? Like it's got its own set of wooden palisades on the outside and its own set of guards, right? Like this is like the central captain's like planning and quarters area, which would be center of camp, much more guarded than the exteriors or the remainder of the in between would be from the walls to the center. So you move, and Reese goes, my lord, if you're looking to rest, I can have someone take you to some tents. We have them set up. We've had to make some adjustments for all of the people that you brought back. Thank you again, my lord. That's a surprising number of Erdrickians that you were able to save.
Well, it wasn't easy, but it had to be done.
He nods and he goes, I will call for one of my squires to escort you. Sadly, my lord, we don't have any of House Erdrick here. It seems a lot of them were scattered to the four corners of the world, but it's also how we lost your sister. I'm sorry, my lord. Your house guard is non-existent anymore. They found them all, as far as we can tell.
I'll just look over at Darien. All but one.
And Earl Reese actually smiles and he goes, Indeed. All but one. Good. I will call that squire for you. Again, there's plenty of things to do if you can't find rest easily. When you're creating a city outside of a city, it's good to have places for the soldiers themselves to rest. Otherwise, they get restless and are bound to start fights. And he kind of gives a smile and walks towards the door. He, leans outside and calls out to someone and turns around and comes back in.
Roll my eyes at that. Yeah, one thing that I did want to request, at some point, either today or tomorrow, can I have an armorer visit me? I have some things I wanted to discuss.
He nods and he goes, Indeed, I'll let the squire know. As soon as he lets you rest, we'll have one attend to you tomorrow, my lord.
All right.
My lord, I hope you're not thinking about going into combat.
Not until I'm rested.
And Earl Reese is still there?
I mean, you're still in the tent currently. He's just
Okay.
called out for one of his squires to
okay.
be grabbed to escort you.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's up to you if you want to, we can just go through if you're done talking to him. The squire will arrive and
yeah, and I'd like to go with Ignas. I will also be escorting him.
Yeah. I mean, so the plan is all of you are going to the same
okay,
spot.
perfect. I wasn't sure.
As you guys are walking together, a young lad, probably 12 or 13, just wearing leathers, and has the golden armband of the eagle on one of his arms, trots up to the door and bows deeply and goes, My lords, my lady, please follow me. We have prepared your tents this way. And a little nervously turns around and walks a little bit faster than he probably needs to towards one of the sections of the camp. So as you guys exit this tent, we get the same scene where you're out and it's basically a tent city, right? There's thousands of people that are gathered here. It's hard to tell right now because you haven't been spending a lot of time here where things are. It definitely doesn't seem to be laid out like a city, but it does seem to be taking shape like that.
Mm.
There's definitely large open dirt areas that function as major roads, and then each row of tents is definitely it's very military, right? So it's all very uniform, it's all very blocked, but it's hard to tell where each of the loyal low lords and their men are, or where the armorers are, or things like that. But if you take some time, you'll be able to find them, or ask the squire here if you want to locate anywhere. So he has you walking into one of the areas. As you walk through this area of tents, it's easy to tell that you're set up in the Golden Eagles side of things. Earl Reese probably wouldn't trust anyone else with the protection of the maybe Duke of Erdrick, and so he has you led towards a set of a large tent. And inside of it, there seems to be 3 cots that are there, a good amount of space, a couple of foot trunks, a small camp table that would have folded out, and some camp stools that also would have been folded for traveling and things like that. There does seem to be a larger writing desk on the side, and there's paper and quill already resting there. There's heavy furs that line the ground rather than being on the dirt floor that is lined. And there's candles and candelabras positioned nicely, so where it's already lit when you walk inside. The squire leads you here and then bows and goes, My lords, my lady, anything else that I can do for you?
No, lad, I think we'll be fine. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, you're Darien Heroncrest, are you not?
Why, yes.
My lord, what? Could I? And he pulls out out of his leather satchel. He pulls out like a little leather book and opens it up, and he goes, would you mind signing this for me?
Absolutely. And then I'll take it and I'll just kind of shoot a knowing glance to Miera and just sign my my good old fashioned John Hancock and hand it back to the boy.
He's
Does
looking
Darien
up at you.
have the intelligence to sign his name, or did he just make an X?
Yes,
All right,
yes, he does. He's not.
Let's cool it, man. This isn't a mushroom we're talking about.
Yeah, no,
It's HD, not DH.
he can read and write.
What?
Darien's definitely educated enough to read and write.
Okay.
And what's your name, lad?
Jacob.
Jacob. Watch out for mushrooms. No. Imagine.
Oh my
And I'll just sign for the noble knight Jacob. I'll hand it back.
He looks down at you and he reads it. Thank you, my lord. Thank you. And he turns around and runs away. And you see him like holding it up in the air. Guys, look. And you see like a couple of like other squires kind of like pop out of various tents of some of like the knights of the Golden Eagles and things like that. And they're all like surrounded and huddled together as you guys are left towards the tent.
Classic.
Walk into sunlight and finally everybody recognizes you.
Well, they must have heard tale of our battles together.
Well, hopefully they skipped over the mushroom part.
Agreed.
Yes, agreed.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are in the tent. What would you like to do? Obviously, you've had your packs on and your armor and stuff for like ever. So you're more than welcome to like,
Unloading off for a sec.
unload and relax and stuff like that. You did make it here kind of like in the like middle afternoon time. It's like 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to tell because it has been an overcast day and it's been on and off snowing for a while. You're kind of approaching the like late end of fall up in the mountains here. So it's starting to like, it's getting chilly, more so than usual, but most of you guys are pretty accustomed to mountain life. But it is starting to be part like this. The snowy season is coming, essentially.
So you'd say that winter is coming.
Yes, indeed. Winter is coming, except it lasts, like a normal amount of season time and not like 10 years. So that's good. Yeah. So what would you like to do?
I think I am going to pass off one of the sending stones that I have to Miera.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Miera, you're handed this this finely this smooth white stone, kind of crystalline.
What is this, Ignas?
This is a sending stone. It will allow you to send me a message or vice versa once per day, so that if we are ever separated, as we were, I can send you a message letting you know what's going on, or if perchance you have to scout ahead, you can send us a message letting you know what you found.
All right, this will help in case you ever go wandering off with goblins again.
I survived, and I will continue to do so.
Well, let's hope so.
He says as he clutches the necrotized flesh at his side.
No, Ignas, I was thinking,
Yes.
not to potentially foresee like harm on your father, but I think for all intents and purposes, it might be better to claim yourself temporarily as acting Duke of Erdrick, to maybe when we finally approach Zog, you might earn a bit more respect. In that regard.
I can be acting Duke until we find my father, whether he's alive or alive.
Right.
That is no never mind to me.
Yes. I
My
think just
concern is-
before we find him, or until we find him. It's
No,
best.
that's fine. My concern is finding my sister and getting my city back and ensuring that Hida von Rolls understands her mistakes.
And we will do that. Erdrick will return to its rightful leaders. I don't really take part in all this political stuff that's happening around with the city, but I will lend my blades to whatever I can. I will lend my bow, and Balmiar will be by my side as well.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Besides, I think it's better that we work all together anyway. We made it out of those mines alive, so we might as well keep going.
Agreed.
I do appreciate the help. And that you survived. I always appreciate that.
Of course, you as well.
Okay.
And I mean, Ignis would probably spend his night infusing his new ring of spell storing with some spells.
Yeah.
And I can only infuse it like as many times as I have spell slots, right?
I mean, it has a max number of slots.
I know it has 5 total, but I can only like cast spells into the ring that I have available to me.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
but then they will always be in that ring until expelled.
Right. I think then I'm gonna toss in a Cure Wounds and Shield of Faith spell.
Those are
And
both first level?
Yeah, they're both first level.
Okay.
I don't have any second level spells yet.
Can you use both of those?
What?
Those spells.
Yes.
Oh. Those are
I'm
paladin
literally-
spells.
I'm gonna check right now just in case. I know we already did this, but
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna
yeah,
check.
Artificer. Yep.
Cool.
Artificer, Cleric, and Paladin. Hell yeah. We're spell
Okay.
bros.
Ow, I can't spell today. I spelled cure with an O.
There you go.
Core wounds.
Core wounds.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Core them wounds, dude.
All right. Yeah, and those are the only 2 I have because my underwear has a spell on it because it always will.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll do the rest tomorrow.
Until you run out of underwear.
He doesn't wash them.
How many items do you have attuned to you currently? Just for a note, I think it's 3.
I believe so. My limit's 4.
Yes.
Let's
I just
see.
want to check. So it's ring.
Do I have to attune the sending stones?
Yes. No, wait. I think it's just whoever holds it.
I figured. The ring, that's 1. Let's see what else counts.
Actually, you might only have 1.
Yeah.
I think Darien's got a ton.
Bag of holding, does that count as something that I have to attune to?
Bag of holding is not attuned.
Okay.
I'm at max
Um,
attunement.
Yeah.
I'm
Alchemist
not
satchel,
attuned
does that require it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's
That is
2.
definitely attunement.
The long knife that I have, does that count as a magical item?
Not that you know of.
Not that we know of, as far as I know.
Okay. Then, all right.
'Cause that was my
I haven't had any
father's
reason
knife.
to...
Well, my brother's knife, but yes.
Didn't I check it?
Ignis doesn't know that, I don't think.
What?
I thought it
No,
was
we
one of
did that
things
in the
I checked.
cave, I
Oh,
think.
did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I think you probably did check it. So not that you know of, it's not magical.
Okay, so
Even if you did check it, it's not magical that you know of.
so that's it. I just have 2 things.
Okay, so 2 of the 4. Cool.
He definitely knows it because he offered me it, and I said that he should hold on to it.
Yeah.
Darien, how many do you have? I think that was my question. So
I have 3. I can't pick up anymore.
you have 3. Okay.
I have
Okay.
the hammer, the javelin of lightning, and the shield of Aelus.
Yep. And the goggles are non-attuned.
No.
Yeah,
Or was it?
They're not magical.
Is
they're just an
my
item.
is my chainmail magical?
It is a +1. chain.
Okay, so I don't have the javelin attuned. I'm just holding it.
I think we found out that the javelin. might
That's
not
right.
be
It doesn't require
magical.
attunement. That's what it is.
Nope.
Okay,
It's
so
a-
it's the
it's a-
hammer
it's a
and my
word.
2 Aelus things.
Well, so it's the hammer and the chainmail are both from the dwarven vault.
Oh, that's right.
The shield is the only thing that was blessed by Aelus.
Okay. So, but regardless, those 3 are attuned.
Yes, those 3.
Cool.
Yeah, and the javelin of lightning is just.
Is there
a
something
spell
else
word.
magical then about the chainmail, or is it just
+1 chainmail?
plus
Just
one?
magical chainmail.
Oh, okay.
Anything that's like +1 has to have magical properties to make it so.
Got
Otherwise, it would just be normal.
Got it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So the rest of the afternoon of this day and however long you guys want is yours. What would you like to do?
I would like to go to the aforementioned temple.
Yes. Yes. So you want to go to the Temple of Alis?
Yes.
One of the ones here in the city. Sure. Yeah. So you walk out, having I assume dropped your stuff off at your tent or whatever, or you're however geared, and you exit the tent, and I guess you just want to ask someone for directions over to wherever the
Sure.
thing is. Yeah. So you see one of those someone a small boy running something like in his hand. He has a scroll or something like that, and you call out to him, and he turns and rolls around and goes, "Yes, my lord. How may I help you?"
I was hoping you could directly to the Temple of Alis.
His eyes widen a little bit, and you see like his cheeks get a little bit red, and he goes, "Oh, my mother never lets me go there. It is that way and that way. So take a right at the main road and then a left over before the orange tusks. You'll see the banner, and then it's the red tent." And he kind of like blushes again, and then, "Is that all, my lord? I must deliver this message."
Go.
"Thank you, my lord." And he runs off.
I don't know why he's so weird about it. It's only natural.
Sure.
And I'll continue.
Okay. Yeah. So you follow the directions, and yeah, there it is. It's a deep, like almost maroon red tent. It's not like when we think of like a tent, you're thinking of like, oh, it's like 4 corners and like it's maybe 12 square feet on the inside. No. This is like very similar to the like captain's tent that you were in previously. Like it's large. It's like a party tent, right? Like this is a large area, and you walk inside.
Yes.
Okay, you walk inside and are immediately assaulted by this smell of like incense and perfumes and this weird mix of all of these things. And you look around and it looks like it's all broken up into tapestries. Like there's these tapestries of intricate of needlework and things like that. Some of them look a little worn around the edges. They definitely have escaped some form of war or battle or something like that, or they haven't been totally taken care of. Some are fraying around the edges, but it seems that each of these tapestries lies in front of something that might be considered a room. And as you walk inside and you go past these, it opens up into a large central chamber where there's cushions lining the grounds, large furs and things. You see people sitting around large coals tops pipes, water pipes, and you see priestesses of Alis, each wearing this deep, like red rose robes, and with large golden symbols of the rose dangling around their necks, of varying races, heights, hair colors and things like that. And you're kind of just in this room. It seems very dimly lit, but light music is playing, and you look over, and there's one of the acolytes of Alis is playing music in the corner. Yeah, what would you like to do?
I will just find the nearest cushion and kneel and just start a little prayer. Is there any sort of altar or like candles to light or anything?
Yeah. So if you'd like, you can approach one of the priestesses, and they'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction.
Sure. Yeah. So I'll do that.
Sure. So you approach a short human woman who has long, flowing black hair that curls around in front of her. You notice now that the robes aren't necessarily all opaque, and it seems that not a whole lot is totally left to the imagination. It's very filmy and it seems to cling to her in such a way, but she seems almost porcelain, very similar in a skin tone. And you look around now, it looks like, as is customary for Alis, a lot of them are made up in a way that mirrors the porcelain skin of Alis as you had met her in your dream for the first time. But so there she is, and she looks and goes, "Ah, my lord." And are you carrying any of your like weapons or shield or anything like that, or how did you come?
Well, I have my holy symbol.
It's just out.
Yeah, and
Okay.
my shield or my sword is at my side, but I left my shield in the tent.
Okay, so she knows the symbol. She goes, "My lord," and she notices a sword again. A paladin, I assume.
Yes.
Welcome. You are home here. How may we be of service?
I'd like to offer my respects and praise to the goddess that has so lovingly guided me and protected me in my adventures.
She like bows a little bit and nods and goes, "Of course, my lord. We have quite the altar in the back for what we have here. It took a lot of doing getting some of this out of Erdrick, and we've had to make some others, but please, follow me." And she walks away from you. And yeah,
I
you follow her.
Yep.
You follow her. You follow her basically through another like warren of these like tapestried, cordoned off areas, out into another kind of open area. She pulls back what looks to be like just a curtain of that same red color, and behind it there are some cushions and a large stone altar on the opposite side. On top of the altar there is one red thorned rose laying on top of it, and there seems to be 2 incense bowls laying down towards the side, and one singing bowl that's also off to the side with its mallet next to it. And she gestures over and she goes, "Please, my lord, I will light the candles to let people know you're not to be disturbed. Please." She gestures upwards. "Ring for me, and I will assist you if you need it." And she turns and closes the thing. You hear like a match and then some lighting, and you can smell the sulfur of it from behind the curtain as you're left alone.
Are there any like oils in the room?
Yeah. So up near the where the 2 bowls are, behind you see little vials, glass vials of various oils.
Okay, perfect. I'll remove my shirt. And I will oil my chest.
Sure. You have various oils to choose from. Some one is distinctly sandalwood, another is rose, and the third one seems to be of a bergamot.
Got to be that rose.
Yeah. So you take the rose oil and you anoint yourself in your ritualistic fashion.
And I just whisper to myself, "I am home," and begin worship.
Sure. Yeah. So you kneel and you begin your prayers. Back at the tent, what are you guys doing? What would you have been doing? This would have taken him some time to get to this location.
Ignas is just like prepping because he's getting close to level 6, therefore he's researching pretty hard, especially now having heard that Hida von Rolls has kind of perfected her automation of the automated miners, diggers, fighters, whatever, or all of the above. And so he's basically speeding up research of his own answer to that.
Right. Okay. So what are you reading?
Basically,
just your notes, like you're doing your notes and your calculations and stuff like that.
Looking
your
through blueprints,
nightly prep stuff.
Yeah, okay. Just looking through blueprints, making notes, changing things. Prints. Yeah, I'm doing the Tony Stark thing.
Sure. Yeah. Do you want to? It's up to you if you want to share like what you're actually looking at in character here or out of character. But there are a couple things I'm going to want you to do after you describe it.
I mean, he wouldn't just tell anybody. If somebody happened to ask, and he might say, I'm working on it. Not done yet.
Okay. Well, Miara is in the room. If you have any interest in Miara, then this is probably the time to do it.
Because if Darien's already gone, and I'm still getting ready to head out myself, I'll just kind of look over and ask, like, I see you researching and studying, looking through notes and writing things down every night. What is it exactly that you're trying to accomplish?
look at her. And is Balmiar in the room?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably just chilling.
Just checking.
Always.
And kind of look at her and then look at Balmiar. Couple of notes. And say, I'm not done yet.
Do you need him?
No.
What are you scheming?
Oh,
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to
Get
take
him
a
again.
look around town.
But
Take a
one other
look.
thing, kind of like hold out his fingers like up to Balmiar's face and just kind of measure. All right.
Yeah. And then he goes and you watch him draw the golden ratio off of it. Oh my god. Sure.
I understand that reference.
Me too.
Okay, so there's two things that I would like you to do.
Okay.
Because you are considering the Shale household and what she's been able to do, like accomplish with the constructs. I would like you to make a history check. This is a check for you knowing your history of Erdrick. And basically this is a check to see how much do you know about House Shale and its relationship to you. 22.
I think I know
Good.
a lot.
You know a lot about it, and that's important.
+7
So
modifier.
what you know is that Tolan Shale had a son, which was mentioned. His name is Ikarn Shale. He's a gnome. He has thick copper hair and amber eyes, and he kind of dresses like a peasant would, right? And he always seems to have this weasel around him. You remember him because he was in a lot of your classes growing up. A lot of the sciences and the history classes of Erdrick and things like that. He was always there. And he always seemed to be a step behind you. He always seemed to come in second with everything that you had done. And now he is, in all intents and purposes, the High Lord Shale of Erdrick. And you've been informed that however, in some reason, he has worked with House Shale to create magical constructs and to manufacture these things. So that's what you know about that right now. So you have a history with whoever this guy is, and you remember a lot of it. It all comes flooding back. Like after you're able to sit down for a second, and after hearing about all this stuff, you basically you remember yourself in class with Ikarn. You always remember like him on the sidelines, or like him not being able to be, or he wasn't as praised with his teachers, or like he was never the one. He was always in your shadow. So you remember that. The second thing I want you to do is make a straight intelligence check.
Sitting there doodling, thinking,
Yeah. This is you and your work. This is how
what
well
the
are you able to focus on your work?
wow.
Okay. So the contrast here is maybe that your work doesn't go so well because you get stuck not reminiscing, but thinking about your relationship here with Tolan, or with Ikarn.
How did
right?
Shale get the Shale?
Yeah. So something like that, or like how did he? Like apparently he's part of this whole thing. So you're kind of thinking about that. So you don't necessarily get a whole lot of like your blueprint work done.
Rolls.
But you oh sorry. It was a 22 for history and an 8 for intelligence. Sorry guys.
Oh.
But you do have like a trip down memory lane for Ikarn here.
Maybe I'll do, have a better chance at this. No, wait, maybe I'll be able to focus more tomorrow and just start rolling up the blueprints, putting them away.
Sure. Miara, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna take a look around town, see if I could like get a layout of the whole campment stuff. What I can, just to explore, see what I find. Maybe if I'm lucky, find some smithy.
Okay. So you want to get a feel for the camp and get a layout, right?
Yes.
Like a mental layout of the camp.
Yes.
Additionally, during your time out there, you want to be able to find out where the armor smiths or the weaponsmiths are.
Yes.
Do you mind if I run to the bathroom real quick?
Actually, I think it's a good enough time for us right now to take our break.
Yeah.
Because we are just
I had to go
halftime here.
real bad.
Yeah.
What?
We're
I gotta pee before these.
okay. Guys, we'll be right back after this. We'll give us about 2 to 5 minutes. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DieFall, The Aspects, episode 26. I honestly, every time we do another one of these, I'm a little surprised that we go another episode.
We're alive!
Fucking dude, we're just
We're
going.
Why not?
We're just going. Okay.
Keep going. Why not?
Cool. Great. So where we left off, we were talking to Miera about what she would like to do within the Warcamp right now. So, you said you wanted to find the armorers or like where they're located in the camp,
Yes.
as well as just kind of get a general layout for the camp. So I want you to do.
Yes.
I think I just want you to make one roll for me. Make a survival check.
Gotcha. Let's do it. I'm afraid. Aha!
Nice. For those of you at home, that's an 18. Nice, good roll. Yeah. So you leave the tent and you just start walking. You start wandering. You get a feel for how the Erdrick military arm, or at least the Golden Eagles and some of their associates, like lay out camps, right? Like you get this is the block like of these people here, of this association here. Or of these guards, and like, okay, this is probably where the captains are for them. You also look around and like, oh, wow, that's where there's like a large area that seems like it's less put together. It's less square. It's less and that's where all the camp followers are. That's where like all of like the wives, the children, all of the people that you saved that are non-military oriented or anything like that are all in that area. What you also notice is that some of the barbarian tribes are actually over there as well, and they seem to have their own fur tents like over there in large form. There seems to also be one long one that's been created as well, and there's loud noises coming from it. Lots of cheering. But you are able to find and follow the sound of metal striking metal, and you do find where the camp follower portion of the armorers, like the horseshoe makers, the armorers, the weaponsmiths, the blacksmiths, the silversmiths, like the people that provide the backbone of the metalworking for this camp, you were able to find.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna walk up and kind of like take a glance over, like see what everybody's doing. Probably find someone who's working on like a plate, if any kind, and just kind of and go and then just say, "Good evening."
Yeah. So you walk around for a bit, and you see people banging out like tools, or like people having a hammer, making a hammer, horseshoes being hammered together. You see swords being made. You see arrowheads being hammered out quickly with like a large line of people hammering out quick arrowheads and things like that, and then being fletched together. But you are able to find a couple of people working on armor. Various different types. You see a guy putting in studs into leather. You see another man that seems to be linking chain, and then a third one, a dwarf, stocky, large black beard, and like a tangled mess of braided black hair. Seems to be hammering out some plate with an additional dwarf at his side. This one with large, like brown braids all through his beard, bald on top, holding large tongs and keeping the armor steady.
All right. I'll approach the dwarven man and just kind of take a look and see what he's working on.
Yeah, sure. So he's like, ding, ding, and then like as he taps on the side, the guy like rotates it and ding, and it looks like, from what you can tell with your make a perception check in general. This is just how well you can tell the detail out from where you're at right now. 22. Yeah. So having worked like in a weaponsmith shop, you kind of have a feel for what's going on. You can see that they've melted some metal and they're splicing together a break in this plate armor. So that seems that they're repairing or patching it.
As I'm gonna keep looking and just like get a whiff of the air that's around and kind of murmur.
Acrid, sulfuric, and hot. Compared to the rest of the camp, it's hot in here. You see like the bellows and stuff like that. It looks like a lot because you've kind of walked in a circle around this, because they all seem to be using a very central location where there's a large fire being stoked, or at least a couple of large ones. They all seem to be built into like this stone and clay like oven.
Okay.
So they seem to all be utilizing like kind of the same system here, but they each have like different external fires
Right.
accessed by their own bellows. But it seems to be so it can keep it compact
Right.
for a war camp.
Okay. I'll just I'll talk to see if I can approach the dwarven man, see if he's willing to just chat at all.
Sure. So you call out to him?
Yeah, and let's say you guys run a very efficient smith for considering the tools that are available for us right now.
Yeah, so he continues working and he looks up and he goes, "Aye, lass, what can I do you for?" And he ding ding, boom, ding ding, boom, and he continues his work.
Yeah, I'm currently nothing at the moment, just taking in, reminiscing on my home a little bit. I'm from Melrius. So
He gives a small chuckle and his friend does as well. "You, lass, you do some metal work, eh?"
I worked with my father. Perhaps you know the smith shop. It's the Stonewall smith. I used to do a little bit here and there. Never anything like major, but I worked under my father for a while.
Sure. Let's see if this guy in particular knows who your father is. He's not dumb, but he's not super smart, so I think he's just average. I'm just gonna give him a flat D20. And it's gonna be like a 14. Melrius is kind of small, pretty far to the west. A 15 DC if he knows your
Cool. Let's see.
guys. 18. He kind of gives us a pause. Like
we went to college together.
Yeah, he gives a for those of you at home just listening, it's an 18. So he gives a pause and he stops hammering. The guy that was like turning and looks up and says, "What's going on?" Go put that away. Lass, what was that again? Yeah, something about Stonewall.
Stonewall, my father, Balmiar Stonewall.
Aye, I know his work. Who are you?
I'm going to take out my sickle and show the brand and say, Miera Stonewall, daughter of Balmiar Stonewall.
Indeed. Well, lass, that's curious. I heard Melrius had burned down not too long ago.
That's what I've heard as well. I'm still looking to see if any other survivors are around. I wasn't home when the attack had happened, and I know little of it. Perhaps you might have actually heard something.
Sorry to say, lass, I only know his work. I don't know much of what happened to Melrius. I would maybe further south. I'd take this to maybe someone else in Erdrick, but try Whitehall, maybe.
All right. Yes, Whitehall is on my list of places to visit. Sparrow's Crossing is the first. I heard there are survivors heading that way.
Good.
Just out of curiosity, how familiar are you all with crafting armor for animals, companions?
He sees Balgar over. It's like, I get the feeling you're looking for something for him.
Just a little bit. Maybe even figure out how to do it myself. It's been a long time since I've been at a smith, so I could probably use a little bit of tutoring here and there. Maybe figure out what materials I might need to give him. Maybe some sort of plate.
Well, we could probably make something work. Depends on what you're looking for. It's going to be easier if we make some chain affixed to him, but plate, shifty, maybe too heavy. Not sure how much he can carry. Leathers would probably do well, but limit his movement some.
Right.
Depending on how much you want to cover him with. He's a bit small. He's not going to be able to carry much of it, but we could put something together.
I'm mainly just looking for stuff to protect some of his vitals. Mainly like a helmet to protect his face. Much like that you would put on a horse when mounted into battle. Something easy some maneuverable.
Stars! And he like turns around. Stars, do you think we could? And he's like, I heard. Aye, we could put something together. Bring him over here, lass.
And I'll escort Balmiar over there. Reassure him to be calm.
Yeah, so he like sits patiently and like he deals with them and like sits up, like stands up and sits down and like they take out like a string and they start measuring each of these different locations and noting something on like a board with some chalk and things like that, and they're muttering to each other. Well, and the first one goes, "Well, all right then. I think we can put something together. What material you looking? Just plate? Make a bit of half plate for him. You said helmet, shoulder and chest.
Yeah, helmet, shoulder, chest,
Aye.
probably
Aye.
something to cover. Well, yeah, probably just about that. Chest, head, maybe a bit of the back.
Indeed.
I was thinking something that was maybe just leather straps around, so the plate would cover the vital areas, but it would just be held together with the leather strap.
It's almost about half of a half plate for if you are gonna be a gnome.
Yeah,
Okay.
just about.
Well, cost of materials, cost of labor. Probably run you somewhere around 500-600 gold.
That's a lot of gold. Well, even if I was to do a fraction of that, I'm not even looking for necessarily purchase, but I guess some more so advice, and I guess search where to look.
He kind of looks over at you and goes, "You walk into my shop, and you allow me to take all the measurements for this beast, and you don't even want..."
Well, hold on.
The advice is this, and I say this because I know your father's work, and I know that Melrius is gone, but think maybe a little more before you offer us up what would be a nice commission and then take it away.
Well, let's see. Well, my companion, one of my travel companions is, well, the acting now Duke of Erdrick. So he might, I don't know if
You
he'd
see
be
some
willing.
eyebrows climb.
I don't know if he would be willing, but forgive me for not trying to use my friend's money first.
Well, I gotta look at each other and goes, "I'd be willing to bargain with you, but hard to budge on these times. We don't have much to work with here. Material is hard to come by when we don't have access to the mines."
Of course, of course. The mines are
But
pretty much seem to be, well, I don't know if they were really dried out or not, even when we were in there.
I kind of want to see DC 13 persuasion check right now. This is based on like you having talked with him, and him knowing your father. So that's helping you.
Cool. Bam. Nope.
He goes, "Materials just aren't available. I can't budge off of 500. This is much cheaper than I would have given it for most half plate anyway. I can't do much more than that."
Of course, of course. I would never expect you to bargain any less than you are capable of affording. I will see what I can do. I'm mainly just asking because out of curiosity, and I would love to see if him protected a bit more. We are heading up towards the north to meet with the Orc King Zog, so I'm looking to see to protect him a
looks at
bit
you
more.
again and goes, "Indeed. Well, come back when you know what you know. Hopefully we've been able to help you."
I will do. I will probably bring him along with me, considering he's also looking for a smith of some sort.
He nods, and he gestures over for Scars to grab the tongs again, and they start work on the plate.
Okay. And
okay.
I'm going to head back.
I'm gonna head back to the tent.
Yes.
Okay. Ignis, are you just hanging out in the tent?
Yeah. Probably intermittently pacing and then just sitting down because pacing hurts.
Okay. Darien, while you're praying, so you've basically got this nice silent, well, you can kind of hear the music of the harp being played from the rooms previous, but it's quiet. The smell of incense being burned, the own anointing of your oils and things like that, and you've kind of hit this nice meditative prayer state. So much so that you don't necessarily notice it, but at some point in time, the singing bowl is starting to be like played, so you can hear it go, and then like another, and it's just kind of like it starts lulling you, and it starts bringing you down into this trance. And for a moment, you're not on Eladin anymore. You like it seems like you in waking moments have been transported back to that pond with the rose petals all in it, and all you see is that expanse, the mirrored pond, the drop of water as you saw previously, and then all you hear is, "You've done well. We'll speak again soon." And then it just fades back out again, and then like the ringing of the singing bowl just fades off into the background.
Hmm. I guess that would take me out of my trance.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. You could either return to praying, or you can, wake up or start moving, depending on what you would like to do. It's been some time that you've been here now, essentially, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think that would do it for me. And I'll wake from my state. Maybe grab my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Walk out of the room still shirtless, but holding the shirt.
Sure.
Still a little bit oily.
As you open your eyes and you grab your shirt and you get up to move, you see that there's a young woman cradling the singing bowl off to the corner, and different than the one that you saw when you walked in, but still very same filmy red dress. She seems very slight in her build, possibly a little elven in her, but the same white porcelain made up and painted face, and she has blonde, short, cropped, curly hair, curls tightly. And she goes, "Oh, my lord, I didn't mean to disturb you. I thought maybe I could provide some solace."
No disturbance at all. It was lovely. I haven't been in the House of Alis in some time. We have been in those mines for so long. I forgot what it was like to be in her embrace. So
make an insight check for me, please.
Oh boy. Beep.
In a bout of being very insightful, Darien, you notice that her eyes linger around your unclothed chest and like the symbol, and then like she kind of gives you like the up down, and then averts her eyes again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's very slight, but you were able you see it while you're saying all of these things, and she goes, "Alis will always welcome you home, my lord." And she kind of just keeps her head bowed.
And I suppose I will. Are there any like waters? Like, is there like a water basin anywhere?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you get up and you turn around, next to where the curtain would be or whatever, there's a pitcher and a large porcelain basin on top of what would look like a folding table for like a camp table or something like that.
Okay, I'll go ahead and just kind of rinse off some of the oil, and if there's any sort of like towel nearby, I'd like to.
So we get like a shot of like you pour the water into the basin and you like dip your arms in and like you do the whole thing, and you're kind of dripping a little bit, and you're looking around for a towel, but the same like possibly half elven woman approaches you from behind and like starts, she has some form of cloth and starts like drying you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Of course, my lord. We are always here to serve. And she like continues to dry you off, eyes always down and averted. And then you're all dried.
All right, so I'll slip my shirt back on. Show's over, ladies.
Hits a big flex while he does it. It's all good.
D&D, where we can live our fantasies.
Darien is basically Gaston from Beauty and
the
Beast.
Pretty much.
Oh god, now I'll never be able to get that face out of my eyes.
Hell
there you go.
Oh boy.
No one trips over mushrooms like Darien. No one derps like Gaston. Anyways,
and all of my dead
I'll exit the tent on that.
Yeah.
I'm
So
all-
you've dressed yourself. You've
Yeah.
reseated your blade to your side, and
Yeah.
you exit. As you exit through the larger area, you see now that some of the acolytes have switched. There's a different one playing the harp now, but the one that you saw originally with the long black hair sees you, and she puts her hands together and bows to you and goes, "My Lord Darien, I hope you enjoyed your stay here. Please, do come see us again. Alis is always here for you."
And I for her. And you. And I'll step off.
Yeah.
The gallant motherfucker that I am.
Yeah, you step outside and it's chilly. Like it was warm inside and inviting, and it was like an embrace. And then as you exit, the chill biting mountain air hits you again, and you kind of like adjust your cloak around you and pull it tighter a little bit as the sun starts going down and the chill really starts to come in.
Where would Earl Reist be located?
Either probably where you had seen him previously, up towards where the central area of the Palisades and stuff like that are.
Okay. I'd like to head
Or-
there real quick.
Yeah, sure. So you head that direction. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
Sure.
13. That is a 13 for those of you at home.
Mhm.
As you're walking in that direction, because you're going back towards over the Golden Eagle side of the camp, essentially. So some of the soldiers are around there, and you see them now. They're all huddling around fires. Fires are being built, and stews are being made. Like food is being had, as like the late afternoon is happening. You see over there. You see Maris Belfus kind of perched up on a camp stool, arm strapped across his chest. But he seems to be sitting there watching some of his men playing at cards. But he is sitting there and eating his stew while watching them. You just see him
I
as
will take a moment to just head over there and say, "What up?"
Yeah. So you approach him, and he notices you as you approach, and he gets up, and he bows, and he looks over to his men and he goes, "Officer on deck." And they like shove away their cards and stand up and salute. And he goes, "Lord Darien, good to see you."
I laugh and just, please, men. At ease. We are all spent after quite a heroic journey. We all deserve a little downtime.
They look at you and then they look back to Mars, and Mars kind of nods, and they like settle back down and onto their stools and continue their game of cards while you're there.
An excellent leader, it seems, Morris.
Mars, he looks at you and he kind of shrugs and goes, "Discipline is important in all things."
Well, of course, there's discipline, but after a while, you need a little bit of charm and, well, respect, and you certainly command it.
He nods to you and goes, "Thank you, my lord. Means a lot coming from you. How have you fared? Have you found some form of comfort here?"
Absolutely. Anywhere there is a temple of Morris, there, Morris. Wow, I'm thinking of him. A temple of him. He's the god now. He's the god now. Anywhere there is a temple of Alis. Jesus, I can't get away from Morris's name. Anywhere there's a temple of Alis, I am home.
He nods. He goes, "Indeed, I have noticed your symbol." He looks, he says, "Sometimes I wish that some of my men spent less time in the Temple of Alis. Not to belittle your aspect in any way, my lord. Sometimes the acolytes there can be distracting for some of the men."
Well, that may be, but she is a goddess of love, and who be it, or far be it from me to deny them their earthly attractions.
He nods again. He goes, "Yes, some of their wives don't appreciate it much, though. My troubles with my soldiers are nothing to do with you. What's now? What are you in? I suppose I should start getting used to calling him the Duke of Erdrick."
Yes, well, I still have faith that hopefully his father is alive. I worry more for. I worry less for the kingdom that Ignas may come to lead and more for his sanity. Well, I guess that goes hand in hand. I just hope he doesn't become a tyrant. He's he's seen a lot. He needs somebody like me to keep him grounded.
Morris looks over as she goes, "Indeed, my lord. You two make quite the team, though that old fire-haired elf, quite the warrior as well."
Yes, she is something. A warrior, quite the warrior. Yes, of course.
You see like a small smile curve to his lips. He's, "Of course, my lord. I would never assume otherwise."
Then why should you? Have you seen Earl Reist?
He's like full on smiling at this point. He's like, "Of course, my lord. Earl Reese shall be probably in his war camp or war tent. I believe I am due there soon for a meeting with the captains. Would you like to accompany me?"
Yes. I may step in a little early just to speak with him, but it sounds like somewhere I should be.
"Of course, my lord. Please allow me to join you."
Of course.
Yep. So you guys make your way over to the captain's tents, essentially, where the war tent. And there's guard posted there, but they recognize both of you here. Morris exchanges a brief word with the one on the right about guard timings and how, like, if they've seen any problems or anything like that. It seems that Morris has fallen back into his role here as captain of part of the Golden Eagles guard pretty easily, even though he had just been gone for a couple weeks as a prisoner. But everyone seems to be happy to see him back. Salutes are crisp and easily had from him. But you do approach the palisades and are allowed inside.
Okay.
So he stops as you're inside and gestures towards the tent. And he goes, "Earl Reist is probably in there, my lord. Please."
Okay. And I'll head right in. Just excuse me for one moment.
Yeah, you walk in and you see Earl Reist there, pacing back and forth. Again, stripped down to the way. He basically just has his undershirt on. You see the plate that he wears off on the side, kind of on a rack, but he seems to still be wearing his like leg plates and his greaves. They're still on, and his longsword is still belted at his side. But he does see you come in, and you notice that off to the side, he seems to be dictating a letter of some sort to a scribe that's got a lap desk and is writing something. But he does see you coming. He says, my lord, Darien, how may I be of service to you?
Oh, please finish. It can wait.
Sure. So he nods and he turns to the scribe and he goes, "Whitehall and Erdrick need to be working together, and I hope that you soon will come to your senses, King Elrond. And then please sign it with the honorifics, and I will stamp it as you leave." And so the scribe finishes writing, brings it over. They pour the wax on the seal, and he signs it and seals it himself. And he gestures to the scribe, "Please take it to one of our runners and have it sent to Whitehall." And the scribe nods and backs out the door, like clutching their desk.
Something troubles you?
He kind of shakes his head and he goes, "King to the south, well, the King of Andas, the seat is in Whitehall, as you know, has offered no aid, has offered nothing of trade or stock or food or anything. As soon as he heard about Zog and the movement southward, taking of Sparrow's Crossing, he sent enough men to take it back, but there his men stay. If I could just convince him to come north, provide some sort of blockade for Erdrick and Vihida von Rolls, and if you are successful in creating an alliance with Zog to the north, we can surround them, and she has nowhere to go." But he's not been receptive to my letters or my visits. Apparently, the king of Andas is much higher ranking than the guardian of the realm for the last 1,000 years. And he seems to, like, he gets a little angry about it. You see him, like, gripping his sword hilt with his left hand.
Mm. Well, from where he sits, his city isn't on the line. Kings tend to be, well, they get comfortable.
Indeed, they do. And he is a good king. He cares for his people. Whitehall is prosperous, well-guarded, safe. I understand why he doesn't want to push further out. There's always walls to the south of him. And we could just use the help is all. And I'm tired. I'm tired of begging.
Well, you shouldn't have to. Any honorable man would come to your aid.
He kind of laughs. He goes, indeed, you'd think that'd be the case, but with Hedavon rolls and the new constructs, trade has not stopped out of Erdrick, and we can only intercept so many caravans. We have many trade tunnels to the south and roads. Some of those companies have more tunnels than I even have any knowledge of. More than the hand. We can't stop trade to the south or to the west. Erdrick will be fine. Its people will be fine. It's a cesspool now as it is, owned by the companies, but we can't stop them from being solvent. We need something else to form the blockade. We are going to siege the area. I don't necessarily see another way around that unless the hand gets inside. But you do not like risking you or the Duke or anyone else on such a fool's errand.
Well, we'll see what comes of it. Maybe he'll come to his senses. Maybe we'll find another solution. You do have a couple brilliant warriors here, after all.
He nods. He goes, yes. Indeed, we do. You, I think I've heard, being high amongst them now. Have you been able to try your hand down to the training arena? I'm sure there's plenty of men there that would give you a run for your money.
Is that a challenge?
No, not for me. Unless, he kind of looks up at you. You're offering.
I'll think about it. I don't want to humiliate anybody.
He looks at you and humiliate.
Oh my god.
Oh. Darien Heroncrest, I have known you since you were a child. I have known your father since he was a child. There are 1,000 years of experience with this blade. But, yes, I wouldn't want to embarrass you. You're right.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, in any case, speaking of my father, I was wondering,
He nods.
have you heard anything of House Heroncrest?
If you remember from last time, he did fill you in a little bit on Heroncrest.
Oh, did he?
But yeah, so just as a recap, just so, I mean, unless you want to ask him again, he let you know he kept his end of the bargain, and Heroncrest, the house, because it lies outside of the city of Erdrick, he's been able to keep it out of the hands of Hedavon Rolls and the other companies. So your family is safe. The people of that.
Oh,
like,
okay.
the
So
little
my
village
family
of your
was
house is safe.
confirmed safe.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Like,
sorry, I
nothing
totally
is-
forgot
nothing
about
has happened.
that.
She has not been able to, or has not pushed for that area. I mean, you're more than willing to more than welcome to.
Well,
discuss
I guess
why or
I'll
anything like that.
rephrase.
Sure.
You had said that Heroncrest was safe, but how can you guarantee its safety against Hedavon Rolls, shall we say, ambition? And I guess to a lesser or greater extent, her tinkerings. What did you call them? Constructs?
He nods and he goes, indeed. Heroncrest has a unique position in Erdrick. You provide most of the meat for the city as a whole, in the form of your shepherds and the goats and sheep, as well as much of the wool for textiles within the city. She doesn't want to jeopardize the starvation of the people as it is right now. Indeed, you also hold some of the waterways in and out of the lock. So far, she hasn't pushed her luck in this regard, and I have advised your father to maintain the trade with Erdrick so as to not arouse any form of suspicion that he is possibly not allied with her. Don't worry, they're under constant surveillance. Another favor I've had to ask of the hand. I swear, my Lord Darien, if we don't find the Duke soon and he takes hold again, or if Ignis doesn't take the dukedom, she will own the rest of Erdrick. She's got her hands in everything.
Yeah.
Regardless, your family is safe. Brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father. Your people are safe. They have not come under the thumb just yet. As long as they keep providing keep attending whatever meetings they need to at the companies and providing meat, whatever prices they desired. And it's going to be rough for your family, but they are fine.
Have you had contact recently? Can you get him a letter?
Oh, of course. We more than able to send a letter. If you would like, I can get a scribe for you.
I would, yes.
Hey. He claps twice, and the scribe you saw earlier comes back inside with the board again and bows. And he goes, "Please, if you would like your privacy, I can leave you to it."
Sure.
He bows and he steps out of the room. The scribe looks up at you and goes, "Ah, my lord." It's kind of a mousy looking character, a long kind of thin mustache here and glasses on and a small like foppish hat, just ready to write.
Yes. Father, I hope you are doing well. What I hear that is transpiring in Erdrick troubles me, but I understand that you, mother, and my siblings are safe, and the house is safe. I'm out here. I think of you, and I walk in Aelis's light, knowing that she will keep you safe as well. I hope to see you soon, and I love you. And then sign it. Darien Heroncrest.
The scribe turns the board around and you're able to sign. He folds it up for you. It puts the wax on it, and you have your signet ring, and you go ahead and mark it. And he bows to you, and he takes. I will ensure this is delivered, my lord. Thank you. He bows and leaves the room. Followed quickly by what is to be Earl Reist and various soldiers. Most of them you notice having knowing some of the soldier rankings and things like that. You see that they Morris is joining him, and some of the other ones with markings for captains are there as well. There seems to be probably about 12 of them in attendance here. So Earl Reist looks and goes, "Ah, my lord, I'm going to have a meeting with the captains. We are going to discuss some of the quartermaster supplies and routes that we are going to be able to take here. Maybe some trade that we might be able to do with Zog. We don't have to go through Erdrick. You're more than welcome to stay, but I assure you it's going to be very dry."
Well, if will it involve the journey that we plan to take to Zog? Will we have merchants with us?
He shakes his head. "No, I believe your trip will strictly be for diplomacy. Though we may be sending merchants after. I hope to get a runner to him tonight to try to solidify maybe some basic trading of goods. We do have some of his men here already. Men, as it were. helping us with building some things, and we do pay them handsomely. None of them are actually former slaves. It seems that they are some tribesmen loyal to him. We're trying to start small. Some of the tribesmen don't want to have this truce with us, so it is vastly important that you see your job done.
Right.
But no, tonight we are just talking logistics.
Okay.
Though, tomorrow I am more than happy to meet you on the training grounds. He kind of gives you like a look.
I think I promised I would show a couple of the youngsters a thing or two about swordplay. You are already so well versed. That would probably be dry and quite useless to you.
Are you lying to him?
Oh yeah.
Make a not a person. What is it? It's a deception check. Make a deception check for me. That is a 9. Okay. Let's see. That's flat intelligence for him. Okay, Earl Sertance crits it.
Amazing.
Wow.
He nods knowingly. He's, of course, my lord. I have so many things to do to prepare for your trip. Please, show those lads a thing or two for me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, he starts the meeting with them, and they start talking about food storage and doling it out, like making sure each of the camps gets the amount of goods that they need and things like that. And
got it. Yeah, so I will leave. And then I suppose I'll go back to where Ignis is doing his stuff.
Yeah, so he's back at the tent.
Yeah, so I'll head back over there.
Mm-hmm.
You said
Yeah,
it's
so you
fairly
guys
late
go
in the
back
day
over.
at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been doing stuff for a while. It was
Yeah.
about 3 p.m. I mean, like, it's like dinner. Ignis, while you've been there, like some of this, like a squire has brought like basically like a small black pot that's full of like the stew that the soldiers were eating and stuff like that. And he's got bowls and spoons and things, and he's brought all of this stuff to the tent and left it there with you. So while you've been waiting, you've been able to eat or something like that, and then
Dinner.
Darien
Excellent. Cool.
Darien and
Takes a
Miara,
lot
you
to
guys
make
make
a
your way
stew.
back there.
Yes.
And yeah, you're at the tent.
Cool. I'm gonna walk in. I probably got there before Darien because I don't know how long he's been out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna walk in, and just say to Ignis, "How are you faring?"
Ignis is just lying on his bed with one hand on his wound, looks up and like, could be better. Jail.
That bastard!
Give like a quick look of like weird time to mention rocks, but okay.
What makes it even better is that Ignis doesn't even know exactly what he did, but it's still like, God damn it, that little snot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll wander over to him kind of and just say, do you need any like help? And just kind of like see if he needs a cure wounds or anything.
Oh, I'm just gonna wait until tomorrow. Hopefully they'll rid me of this curse. I'll be able to speak with the armorers.
Okay. I actually ran into a couple of the armorers while walking around town today. Was curious about making something for him, and I'll gesture down to Balmiar.
Oh, yes.
Yes. They said that creating plate for him, even half plate, it was half plate, would cost about 500 gold, which I do not have.
Daddy Ignis.
500? Why 500?
They say they're doing it at a cheaper rate for those who need it. And it's just because materials are also hard to come by right now as well, apparently.
Oh, materials. Well, why don't you wait until tomorrow? I have plans.
I was going to
but
say,
I also have materials.
Oh, well, I knew that you needed to go see a smith anyway, so I figured I'd take you over toward them. They seem very very talented in their craft.
No. I'm much too busy. I'm much too busy right now. Now I'll go tomorrow.
Right, tomorrow. We'll go tomorrow. Just like seeing him panic and not listening.
Yeah, he's just so distracted.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, that's great. Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, is there anything you guys would like to accomplish in the remainder of the evening?
I'll go up to Ignis and ask how he's feeling.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Have
my
you ever-
lord.
Hmm.
Yes. Go on. Have you ever?
What?
Oh, I was just gonna ask how you're faring, my dude.
Well, I'm not dead.
Jared says, "My dude."
What is that?
My dude.
No, I didn't say that.
Darien, have you ever known someone who was not quite as good at you at something, but they kept trying to be as good as you, and that just kept getting on your nerves just endlessly as they kept trying and trying rather than trying to find their own niche in life? They just had to be better than you at that one thing that they weren't as good as you at, and they just kept annoying you day in and day out. Have you known someone like that?
I know many people that wish they could be as talented as me in combat, but it's never annoyed me. I'm not worried. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason, only that we may have to free the city from the subpar creations of someone I once knew, and if I can't perfect these plans, then we certainly won't have a chance, and if I can't perfect the plans and I can't shove them in his stupid little face, just that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We don't have to worry about it for a little while.
Okay. Do you think that you can Darien chooses his words carefully. Do you think that you have something of that caliber that we could use to maybe fight this
You know the Shale family, but that's
okay.
Mechanical constructs. They're mechanical constructs.
Shale's mechanical conduits?
Good word, Darian.
Yes. Good word, by the way. Good word.
Darien smiles proudly to himself.
I want to
I
ask
looked that
her
up in a
Reese.
book once.
I may want to ask.
I looked at a book once.
Just once.
Oh God. And I was just gonna say, I may have to ask Earl Reese if he has any engineers in the camp. I could perhaps double check my work. I ran into those constructs, by the way, on more than one occasion. It was more than one occasion, right?
I don't think it was just the one.
Twice.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we meet them in the tunnels?
The first... No, not in the tunnels. You were traveling northward and you were pursued.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then there was the set that captured you.
Oh,
Killed everyone.
Yeah.
Because the first set seemed really easy, and then the second set was not so easy. Because there was like 4 times the amount of them.
Classic.
Yeah. That was a rough day. Anyways, yes, you've seen them twice.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I thought. Yeah,
at least the ones that you have seen constructs twice. You're not exactly sure if they're all the same, but you've seen constructs twice.
Yeah, I've run into what was probably his work twice. Both times markedly subpar. I can think of at least 3 different improvements I would have made on them. No one ever asks me, do they? They don't ask me for engineering advice. They just...
Well, if they were any better, you probably wouldn't be alive right now. Well, now, would you?
I like the goggles you made me.
Oh, thank you. I wish I had finished them sooner so that they had more use. Although perhaps now we could travel more at night.
But how do you... Is your wound healing?
I'm gonna look and see if it actually is healing.
So after having been there all day, kind of, going over your notes, thinking about Tolan Shale, eating something, you take a look at your wound again. Where the blackness had contracted down to basically the puncture point of where the necrotic skin is, and where you can kind of like put maybe 3 of your fingers into your side. You see that it seems to have expanded again.
Okay.
Slightly, but it has expanded just a little bit.
Oh. We may be here for a little while.
I would like to expend a 2nd level spell slot.
Yeah, what would you like to do?
To cast one of my prepared spells.
What did you prep?
Cure wounds.
Hit him with it.
I'm gonna hit that boy with a 2nd level cure wounds, please. Oh dear, I didn't put it in my thingy. It is
Your spell.
1d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
Mhm.
And
That's crazy.
then an additional d8. Do you get modifiers on those additionals?
No.
Okay.
That's 2d8 plus the modifier.
2d8
So 2d8 plus 3, I think, for you.
plus 3. Whoops. Roll 2d8 plus 3. All right, let me just double check that it is in fact 3. It is. Okay. Ugh. My rolls.
That,
You know what happens when you roll for HP?
Whatever.
6. So yeah, you lay your hand on him. The silver light of your healing like extends from it. Ignis, you feel suffused with like this warmth and this energy, and you feel a little better. But you look down at your side and it's like, it doesn't seem different. You don't feel better. You just like, you feel a little invigorated, but like the wound at your side doesn't close. The pain is still there, but you do feel like a little energized.
I just gave him a magical monster energy.
Well, I feel like I could walk now, but that still worries me.
I'd hate to wake up in the morning and half of your torso is gone.
Yeah, me too. Maybe
Oh,
one
I
of you
hadn't
could...
thought about that.
Yeah.
No, I'm terrified.
Or a
We-
beetle
we
emerges
might
from my
want-
stomach.
We might want to check him in with someone, see if anyone's able to keep an eye on him. Work on it overnight, maybe.
That's a good point. And I'd be happy to take a watch if it meant ensuring that he was safe.
Right. I mean, I think we all share concern over this. We don't want to be down a companion, possibly the Duke of Erdrick as well.
Okay, as long as a beetle doesn't burst out of my stomach.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
No.
Terrifying.
Hello, my honey.
At least I'd be able to roll as a level
so-
5 character.
So are you going to go try to find someone? Are you going to like just rest? Or are you going to just take a watch?
I was gonna either ask Darien or Miera to go, or if there's a squire nearby, I could just ask them, like, can you find someone find the priest and ask him to take a look at this and see if there's something he can do
Sure.
for me overnight so I don't explode.
Yeah, so you guys find a squire and he
Yeah.
runs off. And some time passes, and about 20-25 minutes later, there's a knock on one of the front tent posts, and you hear a voice, "My lord, I hear that you have need of me again."
Yep. This thing is still spreading a little bit.
So he pushes it to the side and walks in. "Ah, well, that is not good. My lord, I I still must rest before I can attempt again, but can take a look. And he like kneels down next to you and looks at his. Well, it seems to only have spread a little. Do you feel any worse?
Not really. Feels about the same.
Okay. He starts poking. He does that doctor thing, right? Like he just pokes around the thing, and it feels the same. Like as he gets closer to the center of the necrotized foot, you have less and less feeling of it. It's still like this. It's just this soreness, this stabbing soreness in your side, but like you don't feel his fingers prodding the area. As he does like push down closer to it, though, some like black fluid like comes out of the hole.
Yum.
Ooh.
And he goes, oh, that's not
Don't
good.
eat that. Toward Meliar.
My lord, I do believe you will be okay for the night, but if it would make you feel better, please accompany me to the infirmary, and we will have a cot set for you there, where you'll be attended to all night.
You got it. Darien, can you
Yes.
I'll help too if there's any need for it.
I will carry the boy.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys, you make your way over to essentially what is the quote unquote Temple of Lethir, the aspect of healing and forgiveness. Instead of like the like rose red like tents or whatever, they have very plain, like gray tents, right? Like it's not outstanding or anything like that. And you walk inside and it's very Spartan, but it seems very efficient. It's definitely a military style infirmary, right? So there's a cot that has been set, and Ignas is more than welcome to stay there, and you guys get him there. And there's just acolytes and various like nurses like running around at various hours, and Ignas, you'll be attended to as needed through the night.
All right. I guess in my case, I'm just gonna rest.
Sure. Okay. Are you guys gonna try to stay in the infirmary with him, or are you gonna go back to your tent?
How many people are there attending him?
I mean, there's like it's like a ward, right? It's like an infirmary ward. So there's probably 20 cots on either side of this one tent, right? Just this one area. And there's like there's people in all of them.
Yeah, I might hang for like an hour or two, but then once I feel satisfied with his care, I will probably head back to our tent to sleep.
I think I'm gonna do the same.
Sure. Yeah. So you guys hang out, make sure that like the nurses are like attending to him and stuff like that, and then you gather your things and you guys head back for your own rest. Okay. So yeah, it's night now. Miara and Darien and Balmiar are in the tent, and Ignas is over in the infirmary. Is there anything you guys would like to do before you take your rest?
Not that I can think of, no.
If we're both in the tent, I'd just like to ask Miara. So, do you serve any aspects? I don't know that we've ever talked about that.
Religion was never a big thing in my family. It was more so about getting work done than anything. However, hold on, let me get some aspect lists. I had to pull up the list for a second. Yeah, I gotta pull up my notes.
Sure.
There was a little bit to do with hold on, what was it? Sorry. Actually, I think I was going with this one. Yeah. My town was up in the mountain area. So we kind of took to Balara a little bit, but I don't know very much about it. Religion was never my strong suit. I much preferred to work in the shop with my family.
Oh, it's a noble practice.
Now, Aelith is your aspect, correct? Yes. I don't know much about that either, obviously, not being a religious type myself. Now, I noticed something when we were in the mines. Something seemed different about your shield.
Yes. It was... Well, I don't really know what happened. I Alis came to me in a dream, if you could believe it. And when I woke, the shield was here. It was bestowed upon me as a
Mysterious.
noble warrior of Alis.
Yes, apparently, it definitely helped us a lot over that way. We probably wouldn't have gotten very much farther without it.
Well, I'd like to think we wouldn't have gotten far without the man who wielded it. I mean, a tool is only as good as the craftsman, after all.
I guess, but you were also blind for most of our trip, so there's also that.
Well, that should just speak to my resourcefulness now, shouldn't it?
No, definitely, yes. Oh, the great Darien Heroncrest, adventurer of men. You seem to act differently before. Seems like the cave was. I can almost prefer the way you were in the mines.
Yes. In the heat of battle, I get a certain air about me, I suppose, a heroic flair, if you will.
Yes, sure. That's what we'll call it. I know I tried to the other night. Thank you for everything that we've done, everything that you've helped with, because we couldn't have gotten through without all three of us. You know.
Of course. A hero
Thank-
is only as good as his companions.
Right. Yes. Exactly. So yes, I look forward to our oncoming adventures, and I really hope that things go smoothly when we meet up with Zog.
As do
King
I.
Zog.
I plan to show him that we are a group to be reckoned with, but also to be respected, and that we make powerful allies.
Right. Yes. Now there are training grounds around here, right? I feel like we should probably get some practice in again, probably before we leave.
Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since I fought in, a terrain that I can actually see in.
You're telling me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time that we probably get some rest. I do worry about Ignas, though.
Yes, as do I. As a member of the royal family, he didn't necessarily see too much combat before this.
He's doing quite
It's taking
well.
its toll on him, but he's holding his own.
I'm very impressed. Never thought I'd see a nobleman out on the field of battle.
Well, he had traveled with another group entirely before he met us. I mean, he, in some ways, is just as seasoned as the two of us.
In his own ways, yes, I can imagine that. Good night, Darien.
Good night, Miera.
And scene.
Me.
If you don't already have inspiration, take inspiration
Oh,
right now,
fuck
you
yeah.
I already have it. Well, I already had mine.
I don't. I wasted it and it didn't go well. I don't remember what I wasted it on, but it didn't go well.
Yeah,
so I'm
that's-
stoked to have it back.
That is some serious inspiration shit right there, guys. Good job. Wow, that was nice. So yeah, you guys find your rest easily, finally in a safe location, not out on the road, surrounded by walls, guards, and military of the military might of Erdrick, as it is in this area.
Secure for a long time.
Yeah, and that's you go to bed. The next morning happens, and what would you like to do?
Go check on Ignas.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
so you guys like get up.
Yes, let's check on me.
Do you guys like put your armor on and like strap up a little bit? Do you get ready like that, or do you just go like, we're just gonna go wander?
No,
over there?
I'm fine with my sword on me, but just my common clothes.
Yeah, common
Okay,
clothes.
so just sword at the belt, and then so like Miara, you have like your short sword on or something like
Yeah,
that.
I have my weapons with me, but not my armor on yet.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So you guys go and you get to Ignas. Ignas is being attended to. He's got like his breakfast. It's a small wooden bowl like full of porridge and like that. And he's kind of propped up on this cot. They don't really seem to be attending to him too much. You see that like he's been bandaged, and then like they're changing the dressing of it now. You see like as it's being removed, and Ignis, you see this as well. The bandage itself is just got like a large black circle directly on where the center of the wound would be. As you examine yourself and as the party approaches, you see that it's expanded just a little bit more to the surrounding ring of the dark necrotic skin. But you don't feel worse. You don't feel better, but you don't feel worse. You just kind of feel the same. You still feel this like stabbing soreness in your side where the puncture wound is. But other than that, it just looks like the blackness is just spreading. It doesn't seem to be affecting you in any perceivable way.
Well, alive.
Glad to hear.
Better than I thought I would be last night.
One of the gray-robed nurses, as she's strapping you, is, "Of course you're alive. We do well here. Thank you very much."
Thank you.
Kind of like she like straps it down even harder and like pushes into the wound just a little bit, and you're like, and then she just
I'm
wraps it.
cursed with by an aspect. Have some respect.
That's what they all say. And then she just kind of like turns around and walks off.
I like that.
I like
My
her.
lord, cursed by an aspect. I wonder.
Yeah.
What aspect do you serve, my lord?
What aspect do I serve?
I don't know. We decided that 26 episodes ago.
God,
That's why you have it
please tell
written
me.
down.
Please tell me I wrote it down.
I think you did.
Well, I wonder then, could we use my connection with Alice to maybe at least anoint you in the temple?
The aspect of love, though? I mean,
you have an in when it comes to me. And I promise not to make it weird. You don't have to get undressed in front of me.
Oh my god.
Yes, I prefer that. I see his hand go places every morning, and I prefer not to see any more of that.
Forgot about that. Oh my god.
And just for the record, I'm not doing that today simply because I want to fill up the ring with different spells, or with the full 5 spells.
One time you're gonna need it.
He'll touch himself tomorrow.
Yeah, so what else do you put in it?
Okay, let's see. Let me look at what I have so far. Okay, Shield of Faith, Cure Wounds. Okay, we're gonna do one more Cure Wounds, and 2 more, and 2 of Disguise Self. Actually, you know what? 1 Disguise Self.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say 1 Disguise Self, and actually a second one of Shield of Faith, just to get me to use it more often.
Sure. So you have 4 total spell slots used in the ring right now.
No, I'm using all of my. I have 3 spell slots for the day, and I'm sacrificing imbuing a different item with a spell. So in order to fill up the ring.
Okay, so you said Disguise Self, Shield of Faith, and what?
And another Cure Wounds. So I have total of 2 Shield of Faith, 2 Cure
2
Wounds,
Cure
and
Wounds,
1 Disguise
and 1
Self.
Disguise Self. Okay, so it's maxed. Gotcha.
Yes.
You have that written down of what's available?
Yes.
Good.
And I currently have 0 slots remaining for the day. I may even forego the underwear thing, seeing as I have a ring now, but never hurts to have a backup.
It lasts indefinitely.
Hey, if one of us need that disguise self, you need to
Give me the underwear.
Just so you know, I can't give you the ring because you have to attune to it.
Stick your hand down my pants if you want to
Well, I'll
live.
take a night to attune to. Well, I guess Darien can't. I'll take a night to attune to the ring as well.
Okay, you two do know I can use a coin.
Yeah. Also, you can only attune one person at a time.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just as a clarification
Yes.
of that.
Obviously.
Right. Yeah, I can attune. The ring can only be attuned to 1 person at a time.
Of course.
Is the point.
Okay. Yeah, you're there, Ignis. You've been
everybody
bandaged.
knows
What do you
that.
guys want? What do you want to do?
Get the priest in here.
Get this
Oh,
man.
sure.
treatment.
So
We need
So
another
yeah.
exorcism.
So John is brought to you by the nurse that was kind of perturbed with you this morning, and she just gestures. There he is. Take care of him, John. I'm sorry you have to deal with his. And she kind of like mutters something. He goes, "All right, Lisa, please." And he approaches you. "Ah, my lord. How are you feeling this morning?"
No better, no worse. Still cursed.
Still cursed.
He's been thinking of that one all night.
Well,
I had time.
We'll see about that, I think. And he you see him he places his hands on one on your chest, one on your stomach. But his hands are large. You're a gnome, right? So it covers most of your body anyways. And a small red light just kind of is underneath him. And you see his eyes close and they kind of flutter for a little bit and he goes, well, my lord, I can give my attempt. I can try to remove the curse again. It does still linger, but I'm a little afraid that I won't be able to. Where did you say you got this again?
What might have been and chosen of Karis.
That's right. Well, your story has been corroborated by many people now, so I am surprised you are all alive. And he kind of looks around at you guys. That being said, that was a divine entity that ended up cursing you. Something that is much higher in power than any one of us here. I fear that the curse itself must be removed by someone. Celestial being. Or something not of this realm. To at least match the power of the curse that had been laid upon you. Again, I can attempt to remove it myself again, but I believe I've only stopped its effect, not removed what it has done. This wound will remain until you can get it fully removed.
Darien? Where was that temple?
Right this way. I'll show you.
Temple? Darien, where are you taking him?
Why, to the temple of my lady Alice.
My lord, I will accompany you. Please, Lord Darien, lead on.
So I shall lead them to the booby temple.
Yeah. As you guys are going, and I think John kind of hangs back a little bit and kind of pulls Miera back, and he kind of leans over. What does he intend to do at the Temple of Alice?
He seems to have some sort of connection with Alice, the aspect. I think he seems to want to communicate with her, maybe see if he can get Ignis some help.
I'd been praying to Lethier all night, and I had not had a successful communion, though he did provide me my power for today. Well, if Darien does have this connection as he believes, then I shall remain hopeful, please.
It's the least we can do at this moment.
Oh, indeed. I just didn't know with our Viscount, Duke,
Yes.
what interest this would be serving of his. But please. And he steps back, and one of his acolytes comes and approaches him, and he tells them something, and he basically tells them that he's going to be attending with you guys to the Temple of Alice. So yeah, you guys go over there.
Let's do it.
You walk inside and greeted by the red tent of Alice. The tapestries all over the place. You guys are experiencing this for the first time, but the description remains the same. You're assaulted. Your senses are assaulted by this perfume and this incense, this heavy smoke that's in the air from these water pipes. And as you walk in, you take a look around. Ignis, you have a much higher perception than Darien does, just passive perception. You can hear some of the things that are happening behind some of these tapestries. And it pretty much runs in the middle of what normal temples of Alice are. So I'm not going to describe anything more than that, but that is something that assaults your ears as well.
Hell yeah.
You guys approach the central chamber again, where the harp is being played. It's early morning, so it's definitely less attended here. It's quieter than it was the night that Darien was there. There doesn't seem to be as many patrons, but Darien, the priestess that you had seen previously with the long black hair, the painted white face, and wearing a similar but not the same red, like filmy dress. It seems to be draping off of one shoulder today. Stands in front of you and greets you.
Mm.
Oh, my lord. Back home so soon. And you've brought guests. How may we help you?
My lord here was came in contact with a chosen of Karis, and I was hoping to commune with Alis in a hopes that I can do something to ease his pain. He's currently suffering from an infection given him by the chosen, and I was hoping.
She looks over to you.
Non-contagious infection, I hope, because
Oh,
we
no,
have-
nothing like that. Yes,
we have
non-contagious.
plenty of comforts around that he may take advantage of.
That's
gonna look up at
I
Darien.
may be back. Nothing, my lord. It's
What is she talking about?
She looks. She like kind of cocks her head around Darien and says,
Oh, my lord Duke, welcome to the House of Alis. How may we serve you?
and you kind of hear like a small bell being rung, and then 4 more acolytes in very similar, this red filmy dress, kind of come up to attend to you, and in various ways are,
My lord Duke, my lord, how may we help you?
I'm a little cursed.
uh-huh.
Pull up my shirt and show the wound.
yeah. So you like pull back the bandaging and
No,
like show
not
this.
not the bandaging, just my shirt.
Oh.
Just so the
Oh, just to
black
do it-
bandages.
Just
Some,
ooze
like,
the
one of-
fluid all over the
yeah,
floor.
A couple of them like cover their mouth.
Oh, my lord,
And
what
then-
happened to you? Please, come with me, please. Sit, relax, rest.
I lift up my shirt. I'm actually kind of poking it, like, see, cursed.
They're gesturing for you. They're like trying to pull you off to like this like cushioned area, if you're wanting to rest there.
No. I heard that there was an aspect here, or Darien here told me that there was potentially help for this curse. I'm
I
hoping
just
that,
need
that she can help.
I just need a room similar to that of yesterday that I can commune with Our Lady.
Darren, you know this is like the matron, the one that is running
Yes.
the place, is the first one that you've talked to. She goes,
Ladies, please leave our Lord Duke alone, as well as the Lord and Lady. And John, is that you back there?
and she kind of like looks up and around Darien again, and John goes, "Ah, Marion, good to see you again. It's
How many
been-
people come to this temple anyway?
Been too long." She looks down and she goes,
My Lord Duke, the House of Alis serves all.
and John, you kind of like we get that shot like from the front to the back where like John's like just kind of nodding a little bit. Just
Oh
like-
yeah.
And
She's like, please, my lords, follow me back to the altar.
and you guys kind of walk and you follow her towards the back. Darien, again, back to the room that you were in. She opens the thing. You guys see the stone altar with the sigil of Alis on it, which is the thorny rose. And then again, the single thorny rose laying on top of it, the 2 incense bowls, some anointing oils, and the singing bowl, as well as cushions and furs lining the floor. All of this is here, and then there's like, candelabra, so you guys can see in here. She gestures for you to enter, holding back the curtain.
Please, enter. Now, my lords, my lady, how may the House of Alis help you?
Darien?
I just seek to commune with Our Lady in hopes that we may find an answer to our Duke's issue.
Indeed, many issues are solved here in the House of Alis.
Mm.
Would you like music to be played or the singing bowl to be rung?
Yes, the singing bowl would be excellent. It really helped center me yesterday.
Ah, excellent. Liara,
The same like blonde-haired, curly, somewhat elven-faced one walks in and bows again, averting her gaze from you there. And Marion, the matron, looks at.
Miera, please, attend to the singing bowl for our guests.
She bows deeply and then walks over and takes a seat on the cushion and takes the bowl and starts ringing and so she just starts going into like this simple melodic cadence with the singing bowl.
And I will, as yesterday, remove my shirt and oil myself up.
Yeah, so you guys are watching, and the matron looks and goes,
Yes, well, my lord, please let me help you.
Marion takes, and she pulls out, like, from under her sleeve, you see, like, she actually has, like, a wooden box that has other oils in it, and she gestures out, she says,
I believe today is more a sandalwood day.
and she kind of just puts it away and undoes it, and she, like, anoints you, and she goes and she looks around.
Will any others be partaking in the worship today of Alis?
John looks at her and goes, not today for me, Miriam. Thank you. I am just here to observe.
No, I don't think I will. This is not what I imagined.
I think Ignis just looks at Darien and then her and it's like, is this what church is?
She looks down and she says,
Love churches.
My lord Duke, the House of Alis worship takes many different forms. You are more than welcome to come by and see our other forms of worship. We would love to have your patronage.
Here I always stayed home on Sunday. My God.
You simply didn't pick the right aspect.
yeah, so
trust me,
what would you like to do?
I request that, my lord, if you don't mind, I think maybe anointing yourself would possibly help a connection with Alis.
Can I just like anoint my forehead? I mean, do I have to take off
Miriam
the shirt?
has the oil. She's,
My lord, please. Not all of it is like this. Darren is just... Well, my lord Darren, you seem rather dedicated.
and so she anoints just like your forehead, like down to your nose, and then like your collarbone. And she goes,
Please, sit. I believe the communion will be taxing, if successful.
And so I will, after he is anointed, I'll attempt to center myself the way that I did yesterday. Just
yeah. So you
light
like
a few
you
candles, just kind of.
candles are lit.
Yeah.
Miriam goes and lights the incenses around. The singing bowl has not stopped the entirety of the time. And then Miriam, she has closed the thing behind you and lit the sulfur from the match for the candle that's outside to let everyone know that the place is occupied. But she seems to have stayed as well, and she's back by John, also observing what you were doing. So you center yourself. You kneel on one of the pillows there in front of the altar. And you begin to center yourself. Ignis, what do you do?
I'm just watching, kind of
Along for the ride.
eyes going back and forth between like Darien, like looking at the singing bowl, and kind of looking up the ceiling, like, okay, is she gonna come down? Is she gonna like come from the walls? Does she come out of the bowl? Just because he's a man of science and he doesn't know anything about religion.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
A wisdom saving throw. Oh boy. Oh my god.
That's an 8 for those of you at home. Darien, you begin to center yourself. And everything is dark. The singing and the ringing of the singing bowl fills your mind. And you're trying to find the pool with the rose petals and the droplet of water. You're trying to find that mirrored pool once again, but there seems to be something in the way. There's a presence off towards where Ignis is. There seems to be this encroaching darkness in the room over next to where he is. You mentally turn yourself, center your chi, right, to to take in whatever this is over here, and you're greeted immediately by the white mask of Karis, immense and huge and looming over you, and all you hear is,
Ah, Darien. One of hers. No. This will not happen today. He will suffer for what he's done. I will make him pay for taking him from me.
and then immediately slam backwards. Darien, you hit the ground backwards, slamming your head like against the furs on the floor, and you're kind of jarred awake. You're unable to make contact with Alis.
Oh, whoa. Just rush over and try and help him up. You all right?
Karis. Karis is here.
Like, here, or, and just pointing to my stomach, here.
With you, my lord.
Ah.
He seeks to make you suffer for what he thinks you've done. Take the chosen from him, take Valrul from him. I
didn't even. It was the Panther.
I couldn't maintain any sort of connection. His presence is just overwhelming. I think maybe the answer lies with the people that worship him.
Oh. We killed
John
most of
like
the orcs.
looks at you, and you hear him from the back.
Well, there are temples of many faiths around. Every aspect is respected, even those of the cultish types. Erdrick has a temple to Karis, mostly praying for the removal of diseases, to not be afflicted by Karis, but could always ask there. I again think that your hope is beyond us. You may need to find someone or a thing of a higher power. Physically. I don't know if, again, he looks down at Darien, I have not seen a communion so strong in all of my years, and that is truly impressive, your connection with Alis. But if you are not able to bring her here through that, but only able to find Karis, I fear the worst. My lord, my lords, I am not sure how to fix this. I am sorry.
Well, if Alis can't break through, maybe someone at Karis's temple can talk to him.
And if the answer doesn't lie there, my lord, I think maybe I know the chosen of Karis and Valrul's cult function largely on their own, separate from the other orcs, but maybe the orcs to the north will know about this.
Oh, that assumes
Valrul can't have been the only. His group can't have been the only cult, or at least coven of that sort.
That's a gamble. But if the people of the Karis temple can't do anything, then I suppose it's a gamble we'll have to take. I hate freaking specs, freaking just like poking the wound again.
Don't irritate it. You might make it grow faster.
Is there lavender oil in the room?
Oh yes, of course.
I'll take the bottle of lavender oil while he's angrily poking himself, and I just gently anoint him with some.
Sun's getting real low.
Miriam looks appreciatively.
Yes, my lord, please do relax. Come. There are many ways that the House of Alis can help you.
Okay, if it doesn't involve getting a hole out of my body, then I will have to decline.
There may be a couple of. You know what? Never mind.
I
I'm
almost
just gonna
phrased
glare
that
over at Darien, like, what was he about to say?
I almost phrased that a lot differently, and then I thought better of it.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you guys like to do?
I mean, being the objective-minded person that I am, Ignis is just heading straight for the Temple of Karis.
That is in Erdrick.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The closest Temple of Karis that you know of is one in Erdrick. And many of the major cities, as you guys know, like your characters would know this, being functionaries in this world. Many of the major cities have temples to every single one of the aspects. There will be smaller ones for some of the ones that don't necessarily have that much of a following, but there will be like larger ones for those that are like cities built around learning or libraries or things like that to those aspects, or ones that are more devoted to like Bellaris, literally named after Bellara, right? Like it definitely, almost the entire thing could be called a temple to Bellaris, but it would still house some of the other aspects temples. The closest one that you know of is that Erdrick would have some sort of temple to Karis.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
So we either break into Erdrick to try to get you to a temple, or we try to our luck with the Orc King Zog and see if they have anyone over there.
All right. Before we go anywhere, I want to find out if there's anyone in this camp that is a follower of Karis that might be able to speak to him. Talk to an armorer and figure out a way for me to get up to the orc territories without keeling over and dying, and or having a beetle explode out of my stomach.
John looks over at you guys.
My lord, I do believe that I have removed the effects of the curse, just the effect of the curse, just not what had already transpired. It is no longer budding inside of you. The spreading of the blackness of the skin should not harm you in any way.
Well, I still want to know if there's someone who worships Karis in this camp.
My
Maybe
lord,
talk to
I
him.
will send my acolytes to find them, as well as some of the squires. I will recruit some from Captain Mars.
Thank
We
you.
should find if there are any. I don't know of any, though. So
All right.
some luck will be involved.
There may have been someone among the prisoners we rescued. In the meantime, I want to speak to an armorer.
I'll show you the way.
Help me just hobble over there. Stupid.
And I think as you guys like exit the House of Alis, we kind of get the pullback moment of you guys doing these things. And I think that's where we're going to have to end our session for the night. So thank you guys for hanging out. Yay, we did it.
He's not
downtime.
dead yet.
Yay,
Yes,
downtime.
Die!
Downtime. And no one died. And interesting stuff happened.
Downtime.
I super love the House of Alis right now. I really like how that all turned out.
Yeah.
I'm really a fan of that right now. So cool. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys. I super appreciate it.
I am okay with not having to fight in combat.
Let's address some of the goals.
Oh boy.
Because we can. Ignis, find Dad. Not done that yet. Fully recover from Karis's curse. No, you have not fully recovered. But what you have done is made progress in that direction. So go ahead and take 100 experience for making progress towards your goal.
Ready?
Okay. Work with Ari Goldhand to free Erdrick. You have started on that. That was relatively easy, so take another 50 for working towards that goal. Okay. Miera, find Zayor. Hasn't happened.
Nope.
Haven't made a whole lot of progress in that regard. You did make some friends in the armorers, but I don't think that's actually assisted you in finding him. Make a Sparrow's Crossing. Probably not something that's going to be happening. Make armor for Balmiar and other animal companion. You worked towards that, and then you turned them down. But you did go talk to Ignis about it, and you're going now. So I kind of want to hold off on this until you guys go and get that done in the next session.
Yeah, I want to hold off until
acceptable?
that's actually done. Yeah.
Okay. Darien, find Tessie. Not a whole lot has been done towards that direction. Ignis made a little bit of headway with Ari, but there was nothing that was decided on that. She said that she's going to go find it, but Ignis is going to owe her. But you have not physically made movement towards that. Good impression on Zog. Haven't gotten there yet. become closer with Miera. Miera, do you feel like you've gotten closer to Darien?
I think we've been talking more, and that's progress toward getting closer.
Okay. So you think he's made progress in that regard?
Yes, he's definitely made progress. She still doesn't like his attitude about it, though. He's too cocky.
I can show you how to worship in the Temple of Valus, baby.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
So would you call getting closer to Miera as Darien an easy, a medium, or a hard task?
Would I call that?
Yeah. You're the DC for this.
I feel like it's a hard task.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Darien, take 75 experience for moving towards becoming closer with Miera.
Dope.
Okay. So that kind of addresses our stuff. Does anyone want to change any of their goals? Or are they still cool with what's going on here?
I think I'm cool with what's going on right now.
I'm good with what I have.
Set for long term. Couple things set for long
Yeah,
term.
I'm good with what I have as well.
Yeah, and you're more than welcome to change them at the start of the next session too. Even the ones that you've like worked towards and you got some experience for, you're more than welcome to just like remove those, put something else in that you think might be more beneficial to you. Right?
I think, well,
and it's up to you. You can take time to think about it as well.
My current goals are party goals. Or the only other goals would probably be party goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
For certain things that are written down as kind of expansionist goals.
Sure. You also, so you guys also have a group goal that's open. So if you guys wanted to try to discuss that in the Discord a little later, I do suggest doing that. Okay, cool. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Let's do some shout outs. Rel, where can the people find you?
Well, when I am not being the ignoble Ignas Erdrick. I screwed it up already. You can find me at youtube.com/RelPlays, twitch.tv/RelPlays, and on Twitter at RelLet'sPlay. And as it says in the description, Nihongo mo dekiru. I do speak Japanese. I'm hoping to actually play a game in Japanese at some point. But until then, if you speak Japanese, please stop by my Discord. I could use the practice.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Rel. Robert, where can the people find you?
Hello. When I'm not playing Dungeons and Dragons here, sometimes you'll hear my voice on Joel's streams when we play Monster Hunter together because we're addicted. And when I'm doing that, sometimes I'm even doing it at twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob, where you can find that and a bunch of other variety stuff. It's been less variety and more Monster Hunter, and more Monster Hunter lately, but I will be doing more Jackbox probably on Sunday. I might not be streaming on Saturday. It's a little up in the air right now, but the best way to find out is to follow me at twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob. And I will be streaming more Monster Hunter tomorrow with the boys. It's going to be
boys.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Professor Sacrum, where can the people find you?
Hi. When I'm not playing Miera Stonewall, you can find me at twitch.tv/prof_sacrum. You can also find me on youtube.com/Professor Sacrum. And you can find me on Twitter at prof_sacrum. On Twitch, I'm currently playing through a couple different Pokemon games, playing through Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, which I'm going to continue tomorrow. And I also been playing Pokemon Crystal version in my adventure to complete the Pokédex and actually have every single Pokemon. And such like that.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Joel, otherwise known as Runaway Robot, otherwise known as your DM.
God.
This is my channel. Welcome. Hopefully you enjoyed DieFall, The Aspects. We do other things on this channel, mostly me playing a variety of different games, but sometimes we throw in other one-shots for Dungeons and Dragons and things like that, and, you know, eventually we'll have different campaigns and things. Right now, most of my time is consumed with Monster Hunter World and doing stuff for this campaign. So that's what I do, and I do DM prep streams on Sundays, generally before when this airs normally Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I start at noon and do some DM stuff. So if you want to see how I try to kill my players, that's where we decide what happens to them. And your input is always welcome. So thank you guys for coming out today. I super appreciate it. Thank you, boys, for coming out today on our off day, I guess. And until next time, everyone. Later.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.